Hello.
Hi everyone.
But
So we're taking a look at the stat sheet for these two runners, and I have to say they are very, 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 very close. Very similar amount of total races. They are essentially tied in the 1v1 comparison. They have a very similar track record in the last 10 races.
heck, they
This
have
is one of those.
the similar overall average time and best time ever. Of course, with the variance of randomizer seeds, you never know what you're
of
gonna
course.
get rolled until you play it.
I
But
have to say,
we've had
I have to say I'm more familiar with rockchalk, but seeing who PurpleRupees had to knock out to get here, Zeph and Brotinder, I have to put some respect on his name.
yeah, rockchalk and PurpleRupees have had a pretty different, about as different as you can get for a tourney run this season. Rockchalk got knocked off real early by Wooden Barrel, but has been clawing his way through lower brackets, taking down Daredevin, Favio, and Sora. Whereas PurpleRupees has been doing pretty well for himself on the upper side up until the Cariosa race, which, I mean, racing against someone in the top 10 is a pretty intimidating prospect.
If it takes Cariosa to knock you out of the winners bracket, like I said, I have to put some respect on your name.
Yeah. Then again, there's always some level of luck, which does make things interesting.
And speaking of luck, we've started with a light medallion, which is always fun. More medallions means potential for less dungeons, although the least useful medallion is far better than the best, if there's such a thing, stone. And we start with Minuet, which is a quick zone check. We have a spawn, and if that spawn doesn't work for us, we have a relatively high density area in Lost Woods and Query Forest, so there's plenty of options to get an early divergence, which is lately we've been getting more and more early syncs between the runners, so we'll see how each of them plays this seed out.
Yeah, and we also get essentially 2 free songs with Minuet, so that'll be pretty handy as well. And we'll make things like routing to Goron City and such not nearly as rough.
Once you're in Lost Woods and you have a bomb or a scale, travel between the different areas is pretty fast. So as far as if you're only getting a warp zone, Minuet is a very good one. I like Bolero better myself, but Minuet works as both adult and child, so
yeah. And well, we gotta take what the seed gives. But where do you think we're gonna get dropped off? We're somewhere funny like Gerudo Valley on Fortress side, or will it be somewhere more mundane like Market?
Honestly, I'm feeling kind of rude. I think French Vanilla Spawn as child is kind of funny with Minuet as our one song.
Yes. Okay, we got some good suggestions. The Sacred Forest Meadow and top of DMC, Lake Hylia, Owl Drop, and Cat. Those are good ones.
Okay, well, we're likely to see chickens this time around.
Nope.
Like I said, early divergence. PurpleRupees is playing Minuet. rockchalk is heading, I'm guessing, to Market.
No. Yeah, it looks like it. We got ZL, so not a lot of logical shenanigans for that, thankfully. And Frogs 2 is dead.
Immediately. At least there never was any hope. It hurts less.
Yeah, no speculation about how the Frogs could curse this one.
Or bless, depending on your point of view.
Yeah. 40 is dead.
That's always fun, nice to find early on.
And GTG on the path to Queen Goma.
Okay, that's a bit scary.
Yep.
Rockchalk is, I'm guessing, trying to buy a shield early on.
No. Oh, Gerudo Valley Foolish. That's a pretty potent hint. But yeah, it looks like he's doing Lon loop before he commits to Lost Woods.
And that's
There's a
very
pack,
explosive.
which is pretty convenient.
Yeah, there's a few grottos in those woods that PurpleRupees might be able to check.
That's like lots of money in Mido's house.
Man, poor Mido, he just lost 400 rupees.
405 rupees to the kid he hates the most.
Well, if he didn't hate Link before, he surely hates him now. I mean,
Yes.
I get it. You didn't leave your door open, but come on. Taking 400 rupees? Have some shame, Link.
Yep. Talon just giving us some love after grabbing his chickens.
I mean, he's talking about giving you his daughter's hand in marriage, so the fact that he gives you some love, I take as a good sign.
Maybe. Well, let's see what his daughter is singing today. Song of Storms, apparently.
I guess she's feeling gloomy. She has a rain cloud above her head.
Yep. Well, that does mean that well is actually open, like available.
There's nothing on the TARDIS, and I guess we got a very early Zelda's Lullaby, so we can check Composer Grave very soon, which is pretty rare.
Yep. We're about to see what's... Oh, I'd grab that.
I looked away for a second. What was it?
It was Furores.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, rockchalk was about to flute away, and then he realized, oh no, I should grab this.
We're still looking for magic, but definitely something you want in Link's pocket.
Yep. We'll get to see what's on the Sun Song check. Nocturne.
Okay, that's a very good song to find early on. Even if...
Yeah, especially if we do a Child 2 segment. Because Dompe is a really good one to route in. Although we do have the save warp, so... Not nearly as convenient, but pretty nice still.
Fair enough, but if we get something like a Gerudo Fortress spawn for adults, Nocturne is almost as good as Prelude, and it can give us access to Shadow Temple, which might show up either as a medallion or, of course, Stone Shadow also always shows up. As per all, this is Season 5.
Yep. I wonder what Purple's gonna be doing next. I think he's just gonna rush to get Storms.
Graveyard is path to Volvagia, which so far the only thing we got in Graveyard is Nocturne. We still have yet to go there as an adult and see if Dumpe has something, or maybe there's something in the chest, in the Hylian Shield chest. But that's pretty scary. That might mean that Shadow Temple has something that we require to beat Volvagia.
Shadow Temple, or heck, it even could be AD. Potentially, I'm not gonna say with certainty, but if we find obviously we have only done a few checks there, so once we figure out where that what the path actually is, because we just need Sun's Grave, Shield Grave, and Dompe Race.
Yeah, there's still 4 checks left, and that's plenty to find something else.
Yep.
Apparently, we're gonna. I'm curious why PurpleRupees is what he's saving those shoes for. He was next to those woods, and he didn't check the grottos or going to Coron City. I'm assuming he's prioritizing the songs first, and he'll check everything else afterwards.
Well, you can just get those as those grottos in particular as adults, so it's not like a huge time loss.
Yeah, fair enough. And he's definitely going there as an adult because he has Minuet, so he will play it.
Yeah, exactly. Which could save a few sticks.
About Okay, will we get one of every note in the Ocarina game? We're missing a C-down.
Nope, not today. They're trying to make music, but the Skull Kids aren't going to get any record companies anytime soon with just the 2 flutes between them.
Yeah, if you can even hit every note, you deserve just a 5 rupee. We'll see now if PurpleRupees will decide to grab Farah's win. I'm assuming he will.
Yeah, I mean, when is that available and that early? It's just something natural that happens. Ooh, Death Mountain Crater to Phantom Ganon.
Okay, DMC. I wasn't sure. DMC, we don't really have good or any kind of access right now, even as adults, so we're gonna have to wait for that one. And rockchalk is going back to the Sacred Forest Meadow, so I'm assuming he is heading to Goron City, or at least... Okay, Skull Mask is dead. It's just a blue. I'm assuming rockchalk is heading to Goron City, or checking the grottos in Lost Woods.
Yeah, he might. What he might be doing is just gonna scum these chews away if there's nothing in Lost Woods, which is actually a pretty reasonable play.
Did he save the game? I didn't see it.
Might have missed it. I sure as heck did, but.
Okay, and PurpleRupees is heading to well. With CL, you can access everything, and you can pick everything. If you see a big chest, you have Bombchu. So yeah, you can full clear the well. This early on, I definitely think this is a very good play.
Yeah. The thing that's nice is if you can scum basically all this stuff that may not even have anything.
Team never buy a shield wins again.
But yeah, I think we're gonna get a Child Goron City because you can do 2 checks there. You'll be orphaning Dancing Dad, but that's not an issue until it comes up. And it could very well be just Saria's AD for AD. Zora's River path to Twinrova.
Okay, well, La Rivière, as Cariosa was exclaiming the other day, seems like a place that would like to visit soon. With some storms in our pocket, I'm assuming we'll... Okay, apparently rockchalk likes to waste 3 minutes.
Who knows? We have seen chickens actually hold on to something recently.
Yeah, there's been quite a few seeds with chickens being at least logically important.
Plus, it's pretty convenient just to get it out of the way while you're going to well. And there's a bottle.
And speaking of well and other side dungeons, it's time to rush ice. We have a lullaby,
Yep.
have a bottle. We don't need anything else.
Yeah, get your roll calls in chat.
I'd probably wait for bombs or at least a hook shot so that I can get some Skulltulas. It'd be nice, but
Yeah. Makes sense. Other than that bottle, it doesn't look like well has much.
well, maybe Steve is keeping something important for us.
No, there's the other copy of that hint.
See, Steve always has our back. It's just a tonic, but you know,
It's a shirt. I mean,
there wasn't much to give, but Steve, you can always count on him.
yep. Well, let's hope that Dead Hand has something nice for us as well. Oh, that was a clean.
I haven't been counting the keys. I don't know how many of them we've seen so far. So I'm assuming this is
Yeah, well. And Dead Hand, the reverse chest size is here. More nuts.
Well, I'll take 30 nuts.
Yep.
It's
And
not
chickens
the best
is a shield.
It's a waste of time, as usual.
Rip.
But always. Okay, that's the last key, I think.
Yeah, looks like. Yeah, so none of them are bomb locked, so they could have. Oh, that's a biggie up there.
Yep.
So that's in logic.
Apparently, yes. And this is a room where you're glad to have so many nuts. Because whoever thought, okay,
Maybe do chickens for that shield. Sorry.
hey, maybe.
Oh, it's a slingshot. So,
That is something we want. There was a path to Goma somewhere. Was it?
Weasel having the same exact thought I am. Just rush chickens. Yeah, of course.
Path to Goma.
And basement's nothing.
Okay, well, at least we know that we definitely have to go to GTG to get our Kokiri sword. So, we got some info and a bottle.
Missed the storage. But yeah, one thing's for sure is we still don't have access to GTG, unfortunately. In logic or out of logic. But we're going to be seeing Target in the Woods from Purple soon enough. Does he kind of just rush? Yeah, unless adult spawns across the bridge. That's a good point.
Fair enough. I'm seeing a difference in health between the two runners.
Yep.
PurpleRupees is already at 5 hearts, whereas rockchalk is still at base HP. I don't know if that means that rockchalk has been collecting more chests or that there is. Neither of our players are going to buy a shield, except rockchalk. Except
He
Rupees
scummed
might
it.
have to buy a Degu shield, but no shields for Adult Link.
I don't think we saw this grotto yet. Maybe.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
It's
did.
where we like
Okay.
that hence.
Rock. Oh yeah, because Rock Chalk had storms before going to this area.
They essentially did the same thing, but in reverse order. So we're kind of backtracking what each other did right now.
And Rock Chalk is basically preparing to scum.
Rupees didn't do target in the woods.
I don't think he's gonna do it yet. He's preparing to scum the chews.
Well, you still do it, and if it's nothing, you don't need to keep it. And if it's something, you can.
Yeah, you can go back for it. Probably also wanted the hint. And target in the woods is nothing.
There's Greg. What do you mean nothing? There's Greg.
The waste bin of the forest.
Ah, no respect. Look at Steve. Steve Hallerbach.
Steve had a shirt. At least.
It's hey, that's kind of like a transposed Saga song. You know, one note
It's a
down.
new version of it.
Yeah, the jazz version of Saga song. Just I'm still curious about what else there is in Graveyard, because we have that path hint.
Yep.
I wonder if both of our runners are planning on a long child segment. And
It's possible.
Rupees just did all of the two grottos and checks and got nothing and just saved the game. He cares more about
Nah, it's just
coming
scumming.
for these rupees than scumming the choose. I mean, I'm assuming you save before doing the bomb shoot checks.
He might have hit it
on-
by accident. That's a possibility.
I think he wasn't planning on scumming until like halfway through the forest, and by the time he thought, okay, I'm scumming this, he had already used the choose, so might as well scum the money. But yeah,
PurpleRupees is gonna get that shield, whether he knows it or not.
Yeah, that fire keys won't cost him all that much. But yeah, I think he didn't intend to scum when he started clearing those woods, but then he realized that he hadn't saved and he wanted to scum anyway, so he thought at least some money, there's something I can save.
Yep. But I wonder what Rockshark's gonna do after he gets his slingshot. Is he probably gonna rush? He's probably gonna rush. Target in the woods, or just focus on market, I guess.
I mean, I get that the city is a bit barren, but I find it weird that both of our runners are doing chickens when neither of them has tried to become adults.
Or even gone to lake. So we know Gerudo Valley is foolish. Neither of them are gonna. They're probably gonna put off doing the loop because of Gerudo Valley being foolish. Because that's something that happens frequently. Is people will put off the lake loop if either one of those are foolish.
Yeah, I think there is also some metagaming going on here because lately chickens have had something in a lot of our seeds that these players are thinking, maybe this is another chicken seed.
Yeah,
But
that's a possibility.
yeah, I still think it's weird that chickens is your first thought before going adults. You're probably going to have to do a child dungeon. I mean, you definitely have to do a child dungeon. Deku Tree was hinted as GTG is hinted as path to Goma, so you have to clear Deku Tree at some point. So it's not like you're never coming back to Kakarugo as child. It's just spawn point. You don't need to put so much priority on chickens. I find it a little bit
Yeah, I think
weird.
people are just worried because chickens is a very easily orphaned check.
You
Especially
spawn
since
right
we're
next to
also
a chicken. At
It's
this seed, you
still
can't really.
surprisingly easy to its chickens are still really easy to orphan. Like especially if it's unhinted chickens as well.
Like I said, it sounds like some kind of metagaming to me. Like the lately we've been getting a ton of stuff with chickens, so I
Oh,
see
what's that on
nothing
there?
that quality dropped in Purple Stream. Okay, that looks like a hook shot to me. Yeah,
Yeah, it is a hook shot. I
La
thought it was something
Rivière,
shiny.
La Rivière.
So it's
It's the
still
way to go.
technically out of logic because you do
Spongy
need
crab. You need either scale or explosives.
scale
So yeah,
explosives, or for that particular one, also hovers as adult. And Frog's
yes,
one with the bomb shoes.
with a 20 pack of juice.
Oh dang, yeah.
Steve looking out for us, and now the fabulous five froggish tenors looking out for us.
Yep. So we won't be running out of explosives anytime soon. Because we're still missing info on what our last medallion is. But we don't know the exact layout, but we do know that at least 4 other medallions, and
Okay,
50 is
50 is
dead.
dead.
Because 50 skulls is definitely a lot more than just chickens, that's for sure. Chickens is like throwing away 2 minutes. If it has something, you succeed. If you don't, it's really bad.
And of
But
course,
50 skulls is real bad.
Jabu Jabu is foolish. So, yay. It depends on whether or not it's a medallion, but
Yep.
if it's a stone, that's very good news.
And Lost Wits is foolish.
Okay, nice
The whole
placement.
shebang that these two were just doing for the longest time. Oh my god, that is so cursed.
I was confused at the rupees dropping the chicken, but I forgot that we have ZL, that you can enter Sora's domain with ZL.
Oh no. So there's a more divergence now. Yeah.
We're seeing
Yeah,
adults.
exactly. That
There's really
hook
no
shot is very
Ooh.
much required.
Right hand is a small key,
Oh,
so you probably can
that's
skip
right
that.
hand, so that's spirit logically long shot locked.
Yes. Yeah. Source domain is one of my least favorite areas in the game, mostly because I have the bad habits of whenever I finish the diving minigame, I forget that I did. I collect the chest from the torches, or I just
Oh yeah, that's
enter the
happened to
shop
me
to
before.
collect extra deco sticks or something. And yeah, I leave and I never collect the reward for the minigame. I
Yeah,
hate
we
it.
see it happen a couple times for. Oh, there's a biggie where rock chalk is, and it's another slingshot. And out of logic
Is that
slingshot.
Bolda? Yeah, Bolda. Well, it's still not in logic.
That slingshot,
Everything we
yeah,
have.
that. But the other one already is, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, fair enough.
It looked like it was a dead chest on Torch Run.
I was gonna say everything we have will be in logic once we get bombs. But by everything we have, I mean the hookshot because we really don't have anything else.
Yep.
It's pretty dry so far. Just some rupees,
And
nothing to make.
yeah, domain was nothing. We don't know what Ocarina of Time is teaching this seed. We've not seen the hint for it yet.
Rockchalk, you already have a shield. I guess he's
He
counted.
scummed it.
Okay,
Yeah, he
fair enough.
scummed it. PurpleRupees has the shield still. But we will see what's on Child Shooting Gallery. Imagine that, 30 minutes of going child, and this is the first time you actually go here.
I'm kind of surprised we're seeing child shooting gallery after 2 hours. That's rare this tournament.
It depends. If you got a child start like this, it makes sense to do it right as you're about to go adults. We
I
might
don't
even
know, man.
see Castle Fairy as well.
I've watched enough races where people just put off child shooting gallery for some reason that I cannot comprehend until like the 2 hour mark.
Alright, and this one... Central Pillar is dead.
Okay, so we can do Water Temple with just
Gold
the
scale.
gold scale.
Yeah.
And we're definitely
We need
getting
to.
our hookshot because we have our path to Rova and that's locked by longshot. So we'll definitely get our hookshots, even if it's not, even if Water Temple is not itself required. So we have,
And Castle
we don't have
Fairy
a,
is
a
nothing.
hint for Water Temple, right?
We don't. Nope.
Good.
And Rock Chalk getting arrested like the naughty boy he is.
Someone floated the idea of progressive skull hints, meaning that you always get the hint for 50 first, then the hint for 40, then the hint for 30. This time around, we already got it kind of that way. We got 40 first, but we got both 40 and 50 very early on. It seems PurpleRupees has some NA aim.
Ocarina of Time is Requiem of Spirit. And then the other two. All the others are just repeats. So,
That looks really, really, really shaky.
yeah, it's very shaky. It's very spicy. Because Requiem OOT, you don't know if it's AD until you're either key locked out, child locked, or like you
Come
don't see the
on!
boss key anywhere.
I'm starting to understand why people don't do child shooting gallery.
Yeah, the slingshot's pretty bad. You don't have
Take-
like much of a point of reference for where the pellet's gonna come out of.
I'm gonna be honest. I've kind of memorized the game. I don't really pay attention to where the slingshot is aiming.
But we finally got our medallions at the 30-minute mark.
Well, we got our medallions right after we kind of saw how useless and knowing which one. Oh, okay. Spirit is
We
our
got
forest medallion,
Yep.
which is really, really bad because we probably need AD for Requiem.
And Jabu is indeed a medallion this seed. It's our fire medallion.
Well, once we get access to it, it will be a quick medallion.
Yeah, thankfully. And Prelude, that's pretty convenient.
Did you see? Yeah, we did.
Hyrule Castle Fairy was just a recovery heart.
We're gonna see 3 out of the 4 possible other paths. But
Well, it's not this one, that's for sure. So Dompe Race is like the only one left, other than Sun's Grave.
I mean, now that we know that AD gives us Requiem, it's not just Shadow Temple that might be that might contain the if our path in Graveyard is for Nocturne, it's not necessarily just Shadow Temple that might contain the hammer or whatever is looking Volvagia. It might be Spirit Temple because we probably need a Requiem for
Child Spirit, or heck, even for logical access, depending on what the lens are. Because if
maybe
lens are in spirits, then it is logical AD.
That was almost the worst kind of trolling that Tampe can do. If it's just a couple of inches forward at fire, the door closes behind Link and he gets crushed, and all the way back to the start of the race.
Yeah, Dompe sucks. Like, he's fooling around with you, throwing flames in your face. Oh no. It creeps ever closer. There's only one check left. Now,
Is it worse if it's... We already have almost confirmed AD. Is it worse if Nocturne is path to Volvagia, or is it worse if Samsung is path to Volvagia? I think I'll take the Nocturne as path.
it depends on where Sun Song is. If it's just sitting in the windmill, then that's not too bad. But yeah, Nocturne means that as soon as you find all your kids. Speaking of
Speaking of the kids, yeah.
So we're just half a Shadow Kid away. And those hovers actually just put the hookshot into logic. Because to do the heart pieces in Zora's River, you need either bombs, scale, or hover boots.
I have to say, obviously hookshot and explosives are the strongest items, but I've always liked getting an early hammer. It's a really nice utility item. It's kind of like a secondary weapon, and you get to use it to open up most of the bomb lock stuff, and it gives you a couple of unique things in and of itself. It clears the entire DMC area. It's very handy, but I have to say hover boots are becoming more and more of a personal favorite item to get early on for me. because it makes particularly since the D-pad boots are a thing, it makes everything so much nicer, so much faster, so much smoother.
Yeah, makes gainers nice. You could do a lot more with hovers, like the ZL skip into ice is pretty convenient. It makes Water Temple more manageable instead of having to learn a semi-precise hook shot spot. And there's a second bottle.
Bow bottle, I think, yes.
Yeah.
A regular bow, not a big bow.
Yep. So yeah, Stone Shadow might find a way. It's a 50-50 chance of that. But we'll finally get to see DMT storms, because this one's not easy to route in as child when there's no skull sanity on.
I love how much of a background noise Navi has. Oh, 30 skulls is a strength upgrade. We're definitely collecting some skulls this time around.
And I believe we actually have, like, the hook shot with hovers does put a fair few skulls into logic.
Yeah, that's 30 skulls, easy.
Oh, yeah, the hook shot extension isn't too bad, but it can be a little bit finicky.
Yeah, as I was saying, rockchalk just did something that's a lot of runners do, which is in order to check the bomb lock chest near the Goron City entrance, he does the roll and then looks up. But the first time around, he does the roll and then speaks to Navi. To Navi. I've seen that so commonly, and it's just a sign of how much of a background noise Navi has become. You don't even hear Navi when she says, "Hey, listen."
Yep. Well, being able, like, peaking strats in Season 5 are just really good. In fact, I'm gonna say it now, but if Lens was a D-pad item, it would be insanely valuable. Just because, like, the ability to peek invisible chests is just such a potent ability. Because you can skip whole rooms in Shadow and in Spirits.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, that pause. I can't see anything on top of the organ.
Yeah,
It's just very hard.
look, yeah, it's dead. It's really hard to see in the smoke. And there's Eponas. And we're getting raided by ZRSR3 with a party of 34.
Well, hello to ZSR3 Welcome Raiders. We just got Epona, which is our first logical access to GTG, which, with the hints that we have, is probably contains our Kokiri sword, right? So that's what's happening. This is likely to be AD because we saw that OT gives us Requiem, and
Yep.
well, you know how Spirit Logic works, right? You need me to tell you anything about it.
So that's probably like the bow right here. Nope.
In a way, it is.
Oh, it is a fake bow. Oh my god. So either the hammer has something for Phantom Ganon, or it's off of Epona's song. Like,
or maybe Bongo has RPG item. That's why the Isaurus put it in Logic.
But like, in all seriousness though, I think at this point it might actually be something in oh well, there's a lens, so once we find magic, Desert Crossing is in Logic.
And the only thing we got in DMC is Ponas, right?
Yep. Shadow Temple is to yeah.
It's one of the blue bosses.
So,
and it's Marinate because water is a stone, so yeah, it's Marinate.
Yep.
It's not meant to be
No,
rock.
but so you know how we were going to say that Volvad, it might actually be AD for Hammer. Because the thing is Jabu is foolish. So even if we find an item, it doesn't matter too much for like an item for Jabu. It is a prescription. Oh my. Oh no.
I thought I saw a recovery heart.
I thought I saw a shield.
Rockchalk. That's good. He was about to suicide.
That was another copy of that hint.
Yeah, that's definitely a small chest.
Yep, that's a small chest. Because you'd be able to see it when you peek it.
Did we see adult spawn yet?
I don't think so. Well, I'm
gonna
Prelude is pointless. Who rolled the seed?
It's pretty much pointless, yes.
I'm pretty sure it's baseball.
I'm guessing we're heading to G.
We're getting a lot of curveballs this seed, and I'm happy.
Just with the Galaxy Brain strats. I'm guessing we'll see GTG relatively soon because, like I said, the only thing we got from DMC is Bona, and
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that the highest density of checks that are likely to be Bona locked is in GTG.
Yeah, either GT like the bow could actually be on Gerudo Fortress roof.
We already have a I mean the entire area, but we already have a path hint for GTG itself. So
yep,
that's 2 reasons to go there. I'm assuming this is going to be an early GTG. It feels bad to go there without a bow.
Yeah, but we got Eponas. We can get the song off of Requiem out of Logic, so it's not like a super big deal. It would be nice to have it before, but yeah, we're seeing Rockchalk rush at 30 skulls because that's likely the first. That's likely the first logical strength. With second strength even being in either Shadow or Forest Temple. Speaking of Forest Temple, I'm gonna peek at that. Which actually is a pretty fair play, because he gets at least 2 skulls if he's key locked out of Forest.
Yeah, you can do the entire loop in Forest, so...
if you get a key, you can, but if you don't get a key, you can only do the first 2 checks in Forest.
Oh,
because you need a bow or Song of Time, which we have neither.
Right.
Alright, Tektite is nothing.
But yeah, Rupees is to GTG, which I think is a very fair play at this point, given the hints that we have.
Yep. I actually think that Forest is not a bad play either. Like, you get a couple skulls along the way, and you can see if you can go dip a little further. Like, there are definitely worse plays you can do.
Okay, that's
Speaking of which, so Forest can actually be hovers locked. Like, depending on where the bow is in this seed, it could technically be hovers locked.
I mean, hovers are sphere 0, so that doesn't tell us.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but it's an interesting quirk.
Yep. Anything to make Forest interesting gets my thumbs up.
Yep. Forest is way better with key sanity, enough said. Because then you get 3 key forest.
Man, Rupees he had to really try to get caught by that god. Those aren't worth their salary.
Oh, so it's not the roof.
Okay, now they're good at their job. All of a sudden.
It's like, nope, you've been a naughty boy. Back into the prison cell you go. Why does... Here's the question, though. Why does Link get a high-up cell, whereas the carpenters get these nice, cozy cells here? Oh, that's a biggie.
Because Link weighs the same as a feather. They can carry Link all the way up there. Do you want to carry one of those guys all the way to the heights?
Well, then again, it's like the whole debacle that I sometimes bring up with, you know, why is it all right when Link captures a fairy, but when it's Bowser, he's suddenly the villain? Oh, there's a key there. Yeah, the one that's not full is broken.
Was that 3D War where Bowser kidnaps fairies?
Yeah. It was on the Wii U, where he kidnaps fairies.
The Wii U, huh?
It's a good system, poorly marketed though, and being
I
forced to
really
have
like
that, like, having the controller as an option would have been great, but not as a requirement.
I actually really like the Wii U, and I like the dual screen system on the home console.
Yeah, I thought that was actually a pretty good feature, but there were definitely some things that they didn't quite hit the mark on outside of marketing. But yeah, it's on Switch as well.
Everything Wii U is on Switch as well.
Not everything yet. Wind Waker HD on the Switch. But yeah, it looks like Bo is opponent locked at the moment.
I mean, we have hookshot and strength already in logic.
Yep.
Well, hookshot isn't in logic.
Yeah, it is.
It's bomb.
Because
we have
it's hovers locked.
Yeah. So both hookshot and hovers and strength are on logic. So the only thing we're missing for PG is bow. Hovers were in Impa's house next to the cow, and hookshot was in La Rivière and the river, the first check.
Yeah, on the freestanding. Oh, that's in logic. A scale.
Okay.
Child Lake.
Like we're only missing either a scale or iron boots to be able to full clear water temple.
That could be logical river access baseball, but the thing is that is hookshot locked, and we already have one.
And Frogs 2 is dead, and we already have Frogs 1 checked, and there's nothing in domain, so maybe it's for Jabu access, but for logical child access, we don't really need the scale right now. There's nothing there for us.
Lab dive, maybe.
It could be lab dive. It could be water temple because we know that the central pillar is dead. So with second scale, we can full clear the temple. Well, second scale plus zone of time, obviously.
Tektite Grotto was already checked by Purple along the ways, and it was dead. But yeah, we have 30 skulls, probably. Oh, Richard's a good boy.
we're still looking for that magic. It's becoming more and more valuable. It would have been nice to have magic to set up Forest Wind here in case.
River gave hook shot. But rockchalk is going hard on skulls, which makes sense. Getting that strength means
Wait,
that
we only got one key in the entire loop of GTG.
yeah, without bow or strength too, or even strength one
Yeah,
for that
but
matter.
still, that's just
Pretty
that's
barren.
still very, very, very low amount.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You probably want strength before that, and plus you can check Dompe digging because that's right. We didn't check Dompe digging yet.
Very true.
That's a very easy check to forget. So, no, it's not hard AD yet because we don't know what's in Child Spirit.
We have Nocturne, and so Dampe digging is fairly easy to check.
Yeah.
We
Well,
can
it's not even
probably
like
we can probably go to Lake Hylia, check everything there, and save when the time of day is just right, and then keep checking. If we get something, we keep it. If we don't get anything, we reset and play Nocturne, and we check Dampe.
10 and 20 are dead. So 30 is the only thing you need to do. There's a decent chance of AD. Well, yeah, a lot of GTG is pretty barren at the moment. All right, rockchalk's gonna be at 21 skulls.
Rupees did as much of GTG as he possibly could, which is, I
Now
guess,
he's rushing
most of it.
forest. Alrighty.
Isn't most of it?
It's
Here
not
goes.
Dompe digging.
Good to know.
So, 50-50 chance on Sun's Grave now. No, we have not gotten any hints on bombs. The only thing I could think of is that they are locked behind the scale. Which means that they could be an ice. Or yeah, Lake Hylia. Maybe. Rudo's letter spot would be the only exclusive, and Lab Dive would be the only two exclusive spots for it, though. You know, for a scale, like hard locking it, because the hookshot didn't need a scale. Yeah, we've checked many. We haven't checked many in Hyrule Field, but we have checked many grottos along the way, including Lost Woods before we found it. And no one's rushed ice. They've had a 30 minutes Child 1 section.
There's still 5 minutes left during which we can rush ice. Technically, if you go to ice under an hour, I call it rush ice.
So the 60 to 90 minutes is technically a brisk walk to ice.
Yeah.
What about if you rush ice in the first 5 minutes?
Well, that's instant ice. What's it called? No, or dry ice? Like you have nothing, so you just go ice dry.
I guess. Although dry ice is also frozen carbon dioxide.
True. And it's very, very fast at freezing stuff, so.
Yep. Well, except for water.
That's fair enough, baseball. 5 minutes ice is a chat win. Is another way to call it.
Yeah, we don't have any beatable dungeons yet. Well, except for Dodongos, but Stone Dodongo without logical explosives or logical access is not exactly what you want to be doing at the moment.
Yeah, we have no logically beatable dungeons.
I mean, we can dip pretty far into Stone DC once we get that strength. And yeah, you can beat King Dodongo with shoes. It's depending on which version of the trick, because there's actually 2 different tricks you can use to beat King Dodongo with shoes. One requires a shield, and one can be done without it. But the one without it is way more precise on timing.
Yeah,
Because you have to.
I can barely even fathom to an attempt at KD without bombs in general. I really dislike that strategy. It's very hard to pull off, very resource intensive. If you fail uh, a true drop, that costs you time and health and explosive that you really don't have many of because otherwise you wouldn't be using choose.
Well,
I leave that,
the ground
that
jump
kind of
strat
strat.
is not like super bad though. Like the ground jump
It's
strat
still
is a
pretty
lot
bad.
more consistent, but the backflip strat is actually like absurdly precise.
It's still pretty bad. I still leave it to the pros. I'll keep my logic for Kingdom Don't Go as often as I can.
Um, we don't have a whole lot of
I missed the hint completely.
and I think that was something about yeah, I missed that hint too. He read through it faster than I could.
Completely. I didn't see a
Oh,
word.
Bolero on Prelude. Okay,
Well, I don't
that's
know.
good.
I don't know if Rockchalk meant to dump all of his bugs, but the bugs just decided to enter the soil immediately, so he's not collecting any more skulls away. I guess he can get more
Oh no,
bugs
he can
here.
get more. Uh, okay, we're gonna get a peek at. Okay, so it's a 50 rupee, so it would be just for if it's scale, it could just be for handing in the letter for ice.
How many skulls does Rupees have? Rockchalk isn't grabbing any more bugs.
Oh, he's got. Oh, Din's Fire in Lake.
We're only missing magic.
Only missing magic.
And these
And
are very early on. This is AD for Spirit.
and I could see. And I see PurpleRupees uses the old Free Scarecrow song. But yeah, I can see rushing through, just getting the stuff on Southern Hyrule. Or not. Oh yeah, that would make sense. Just do it as adult, because you can rush it faster. Especially with Serenade.
Yeah, fair enough, baseball. That we need something. I mean, we have choose. We can reach Bongo Bongo, but we need something to reach that location in logic. Either long shots or a bow.
Yep. We're going to be getting some Hyrule field checks.
I mean,
Actually, I think
Severion.
Rock might be doing us Hyrule field checks on his way to GTG, which is a fair play.
First of all, happy 1 hour, everyone. And okay, we found bomb
That's a
block
bomb block
bombs.
bomb bag. But yeah, we have no
Okay,
idea about hard AD until we go to Spirit.
sure. Whatever. I mean, we have plenty of choose, so this doesn't really change anything because we still
No,
don't know our logical access to bomb. Okay,
and
there's not
Pierre
bomb
is dead.
here. Good, that's a good thing.
But it is
Yeah, because
convenient
we
for
really
bomb
won't
shoe
need
bowling as
anything.
well.
That's fair enough. But yeah, the logic isn't any clearer. In fact, it's probably messier.
No, Pierre's like the Pierre holds a treasure chest in Fire Temple.
Pierre is the name of the scarecrow that shows up when you play the scarecrow song, and he locks an entire area with two Skulltulas and a single chest, which in the vanilla game I think has a huge rupee.
Yeah, in vanilla it's a huge rupee. Of course, you can just cheese it if you have you could cheese it with pixel shot. Like the setup itself isn't that bad. It's the final. It's actually lining up the last shot.
Is rockchalk about to get his 30 skull?
Yep. He got 29 in the tree grotto. That he didn't lose his bugs. He intentionally let them free.
Damn, that's like 2 skulls per minute. Well, a skull every 2 minutes. I mean, that's pretty crazy. All while checking essentially everything that he has in logic.
Yep.
That's pretty insane. And I didn't scotch. Let's see how many skulls Rupees has.
I think he's at somewhere around 15, something like that.
12.
12. Okay.
If this strength is really the key to moving forward in this set, this is a huge advantage for rockchalk. Because Rupees not only has to collect all of those skulls, he has to backtrack and go through areas that he's already been through in order to find them.
Yeah, because GTG is like the block push puzzle is strength 2 lock. You need the silver gauntlets to get it. But having strength 1 is really convenient because if you get strength 2 in GTG, you can just immediately go back in to that area. Yeah, we know it isn't, but he doesn't quite know it yet. But he's also able to route in like a lot of adult lake checks, which is extremely convenient because he knows that Lake already had something nice, so we're gonna get more fishing. Maybe he'll give us our magic. Probably not, but we do like the hope here at ZSR.
I mean, if fishing has our whole shadow entry pack, that's pretty nice. That's kind of nutty.
Just like, oh, you want to beat Bongo Bongo? Just go fishing.
Nah, no luck.
Nah, not this time. And PurpleRupees is about to get his fire arrows off of Richard.
Richard, who's not feeling obedient today.
But I just find it funny that the dog has a burning stick.
Well, to be fair, it's the owner. What's she doing with that stick? Is she trying to brand Richard or something like a cow?
Oh my god, that's even more cursed because dogs have really thick fur. Except for like things like greyhounds. But Richard is not a greyhound, that's for sure. He has a lot of fur.
All I can say is let's hope she's not a witch, so that she can just use the stick as a stick.
Yes, as a torch. And okay, so that's dead. Yeah, Gways are so annoying.
I mean, that way in particular was the inspiration for Dark Souls 2. I think I don't want to explain any further. If you get it, you get it. Anyway, yeah, rockchalk is heading to GTG. While he has a couple of extra things over what Rupees had when he went there, I don't think he can get a single extra check. So he's gonna come out of GTG with info and not much else. A scale. That's all there is for him to find. He'll probably cross.
Yeah, because
Maybe
there'll be much work.
To get the zone, to get the hints, and to get the fairy. Although, well, he's able to get the bomb back, so I think, yeah, he is.
Yeah, we're just missing magic and technically bow for the shadow equation. And I mean for logic. Like, either it's bow or long shot to actually beat Bongo Bongo. But not to worry, we have bomb juice. So as soon as we get magic, you rush Stone Shadow. We don't know what's on Big Goron. We have not seen the hint yet.
Yeah, that one's scary, particularly since rockchalk didn't collect the prescription.
But I don't think it's really anything because we have not found much to really indicate it. Like, no Ruto's letter early, no double wallet. None of the shenanigans kind of required for Big Goron. Yeah, prescription was on the volcano. But
and rockchalk, I think it was rockchalk who had hover boots but didn't grab it immediately, so I thought it was a piece of heart. Not a piece of heart, a freestanding, like a recovery heart. So maybe rockchalk thought the same. I'm hoping that that's not the case. He just thought there's no way Big Goron is required. So I'm not gonna grab it.
So the top of the volcano, it requires both a bean and Bolero if you don't have hovers. If you have hovers, it's in logic. And, well, Sphere 0 hovers means that prescription Sphere 0 as well. But we will be finally getting a dip into a Stone Dodongo. Which will be the first one to actually have a dungeon reward. And this is a good opportunity for Purple to just chase down the skulls there, as well as potentially seeing what's up ahead, because you should know at this point that it is technically in logic.
Yes, skulls are definitely in his mind. You don't come to this room otherwise.
Yep. Yeah, the first 4 skulls are in logic. It's just the last one that actually the staircase skull. Actually, yeah, it is in logic. Never mind, because you can press the switch, then go back through in reverse. You mean on top of the Gerudo Fortress roof? It's a dead chest.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised now that I think about it. Even if we just got our bomb back with 20-something choose, I'm surprised it took us this long to dip at least into Mango's Cavern.
Yeah.
It's very dense, it's very fast. I guess we didn't have
Well,
strength.
actually, I understand it, because you're going to be wasting a lot of choose with no strength 1. Or hammer, because if you have hammer, you can get rid of most of it. Most of the bomb requirements, you just need to still keep the 1 for staircase.
Sure, I don't think it's an obvious play to come here, but I expect someone would do it. I mean, if this was a race, like a weekly or something with like 10 runners, maybe
Oh,
3
that's
or
a
4
big
of them
here.
at least would come to DC very early on, and that's another strength.
Oh,
So it would have been a very
that's a
good point.
strength block. That's a strength block strength.
Potentially,
So
we don't know where bombs are.
I'm pretty sure at this point they have to be like strength locked, because if there's one in GTG, like in the strength block room, then it definitely is.
So that's our one key that rockchalk is going to get in the entirety of GTG. Sadly, without bow or strength 2 silver gauntlets, uh, everything else that he's going to get is just a Zora scale and a bunch of nothing.
Yep. Yeah, he does. The only hint that purple does not have is the big Goron hint, and nobody has that yet. I can tell you this because I am looking on his personal tracker.
Yep. Okay, there you go. A bit of trouble with the run jump, but he got it fast enough.
Yep.
This is the second time I see this strat recently, where you can just move throughout during the cutscene of the mouth dropping. If you place a bomb on each eye in the uh, first into the eye that you've already lit, and second into the other eye. It's a neat strat that I've seen in a couple of recent races, but I haven't seen prior to that. So I don't know if this is like another development or it's just entering the meta right now.
Yeah, the only time I press the button is if I don't have a bomb or bomb choose, and I'm dipping Dodongo's Cavern. Or if, like, Skull Sanity's on.
No, I was talking about the fact that if you hit the eyes in the wolf head that you have to where you bomb each of the eyes in order to open the final part of
Yeah.
the Dongo Cavern. If you hit
Yeah,
the first eye that you've already hit, and shortly after that you hit the second eye, you trigger a very quick cutscene for the first eye, and the second eye gets triggered during that cutscene, so that you don't have to watch the full. Oh, the wolf is opening its mouth. A cutscene, and you can move and enter the last part of the dungeon a bit faster. It's a strat
yeah.
with it requires an extra explosive and but I think I would have seen it a lot more often if it was an option earlier. So maybe it's a recent development. I've never seen it before the last few races. So
I saw it pop up a couple times last season, where people would do that, but it's semi-precise. It's not like absurd, but for the chew strats, you gotta be on the right side to make that work. Or if you're doing with bomb bag, you gotta drop the second one after the first one explodes, and then drop down.
yeah, I guess it's fairly tight. But yeah, Rockchalk just found out that there's not much for him in GTG. We get to see now if he decides to cross or not.
Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't like GTG. I wouldn't either. couple of
So,
shield flicks. I love the shield flick as as a way for runners to communicate with their frustration.
Full ER with mixed pools and decoupled entrances. That's a nightmare and a half.
I just halfway through that sentence, I was already sweating. I mean, I don't know why you kept going. That was already enough of a nightmare. Full ER is already way too much chaos for me.
Yeah, I finally actually wrote something to help keep track of decoupled entrances. Purple's probably gonna check the maze, which has a lot, and no, he wouldn't, because you need to have access to King Zora and to the lake guy for the professor for prescription. Like for anything above prescription, but below claim check. Yeah, if it could, but like, who'd want to do big Goron quest? It's a pain. It's you're diverting a few minutes away.
Yeah, if we have Bolero, perhaps, but until we get Bolero, it's just way too much time investment until we have some kind of hint that we're guaranteed to get at some point if we look at every hint, which we probably won't, but you can always hope to get a hint for Vigoron instead of wasting 5 minutes just hiking through Hyrule. It's not fun, it's not fast, it's not smart. You don't do a Vigoron quest unless you're making a huge bet or you have the info.
We're making a fire dip at the same time as we're getting a desert dip. So we'll get to see. And it looks like fire is hammerlocked. Almost straight out of the gate.
I really... the quality on Rupees stream, I could barely tell if that was small or big.
It was a small chest.
I mean, he didn't grab it, I'm assuming it's small, but... man, that was tough to see. Anyway, well, we're about to get a new hint and a new song. And
potentially see what's on the arch too, because if there's something on that arch, okay, no, it's a red rupee.
Yeah.
We don't know where the bow is yet. It could be anywhere. Probably like strength 2 locked in GTG. And Song of Time, so...
with water being one of our stuns that we need to get Requiem, getting some of time by crossing is probably a good thing. I have some peace of mind with that.
That's a repeat.
Just, yeah.
But yeah, that arch is 100% dead. It's just a red rupee, so... I think the next play for rockchalk is to do Dodongo's Cavern.
Rupees sacrificing some speed in exchange for ease of playing. If you do the Scarecrow song with repeated notes instead of alternating notes, it's slightly slower. But yeah, it's harder to mess up the song. You just keep spamming the button. So
yeah, it's also the old it's the old Scarecrow song for like the old free Scarecrow song.
Songs are hard. It's reasonable to make that concession.
Okay, so if rockchalk finds that strength 2, I would
Well,
definitely probably rush back into GTG.
with Son of Time and Strength 2,
Yeah, I
maybe.
mean, because like it's such a big thing. Like
But
there are
both of our strengths are, well, one of our strengths is out of logic, and our Son of Time is also out of logic. So even if GTG holds our path, I don't know. We're still waiting for a way to get either a strength or a hammer or an
30
explosive.
is in logic though.
Yeah, but that doesn't solve the rest of the item. With just one strength, we don't get access to the
The
silver
other
plug room.
strength
We don't get the
is
explosives.
in logic though. The other strength is in logic, so that means that we have strength 2 for GTG and logic.
How is it in logic? Where do we get?
Because you only need a strength to lift the bomb flower to open the compass chest.
Oh, right.
In
Oh,
fact,
damn.
that's
Oh,
actually vanilla requirements because you don't get a bomb bag until late into the temple in Dodongo's Cavern in vanilla.
yeah. Damn.
Of course, that
That's
doesn't put the
big.
bomb bag into logic, but everything else is in logic except for Song of Time. And all that needs is magic, because Desert Crossing is available. The bomb bag was on the scrub in Hyrule Field, so yeah, that is bomb locked. Bomb locked
Rockchalk
or hammer
realized.
locked, but we have a graveyard path to Dodongo, not Dodongo, Volvagia, and we've only found Nocturne so far.
Incoherent, sadly, our Bonchu bowling is barren. It's just a blue pea and I think a piece of heart or something.
Yeah, we checked Chew Bowling, and it was nothing. Yeah, the biggest thing right now that would help us would be bow. Bow or Kokiri sword would help quite a bit to open the seed to crack the seed open. But yeah, finishing Dodongo's Cavern here is not a bad play. Because if it's the potential for AD, Dodongo's Cavern's not the easiest place to get back to. We don't
It's very likely to be AD. So
So
yeah.
the only thing that's kind of scale locked at the moment is handing in Rudo's letter that we don't have.
Although Shadow Temple is path to Barinade, so maybe once we get our magic, that's when the scale comes into play.
Yeah, that's very much a possibility.
Magic for Shadow Entry, for letter, for access to ice and Zora's Fountain and all that stuff.
Yeah. Um.
Magic can be. Magic can
Magic
be
can be in
why
there.
not?
Yeah.
Behind Stunful, the strength 2.
Yeah, because the
Hints.
scale maybe like just for Jabu access.
There's two kinds of hints: the foolish hints and the path hints. If an area is hinted as foolish, that means that if you replace every reward in that area with a bloopy, every check in the game is still accessible. You can beat the game. You can defeat every boss. You can get every Skulltula. Everything in the game is just as accessible. So, for example, if there is a bomb bag, but there's another bomb bag that is available elsewhere and that isn't locked, but this one bomb bag, if you replace that bomb bag with a blue rupee, everything that's bomb locked is still available. You don't need to necessarily be able to get every item in your inventory maxed out or anything like that. You need to have everything in the world, every check, every skulltula, every boss available. That's what foolish means. If you replace everything
Not
in an
quite.
area,
Foolish means that it leads to no new checks being available.
right, so every chest, every skulltula, every boss, everything has to be possible to do, even if you replace everything in the area with blue rupees.
Actually, hold on. So it's not quite what I said before is not technically correct, because if it's only for shuffled items that cannot lead to new progression, because you could still have unshuffled items that lead to progression. But no, foolish is basically any area with shuffled items that leads to no new progression.
Right, meaning that if you replace every item, every reward in that area, every chest, every minigame reward, and everything like that, with a blue rupee, you can still get access to everything in the game, every check and every skulltula and every boss, all of that. And path means that there is a single chest or check or minigame, whatever, that if you replace that one check with a blue rupee, it's impossible to defeat the boss in question. So, for example, if the
logically impossible.
Logically impossible. So, if the first logical bomb bag locks the other two bomb bags, and an area is hinted, and an area has that bomb bag hinted as path to King Dodongo, that means that if you replace that bomb bag with a bluepie, it's impossible to defeat King Dodongo, because all the bomb bags in logic are unavailable if that one is unavailable. So it's a bit complicated. It's a bit hard to wrap your head around, but it's
He was talking about potential hint overlap, which we don't have this seed.
Purple did check Zora's Tomb, I think. I might be.
Yeah, Purple already did it, and it was completely dead.
Yeah. Okay.
But one of the big things to think about too is how paths work, because it only points to one item. You don't, and it's not always immediately obvious where it points to, because sometimes you'll get, like, say, Kakariko path to Volvagia, but you get a bow and a Sphere Zero check, and then that bow locks the hammer on Adult Shooting Gallery. That's an easy one to think of, because then, well, bow is path because it locks the hammer.
I mean, in that case, hammer is also path because it locks Volvagia.
Yeah, but the bow is the path item. Like, it's the directly hinted item for this, because if the other bows are locked by that one bow as well.
Sure. But both of them can be the path item, because both of them can be the path item, because if you replace either of them with nothing, with a blue rupee, then Volvagia is impossible to defeat under that seat. So I'm saying it's not the best. It's a bit of a weird example. That's all I'm saying.
But it has happened recently. In fact, I think it was about a week ago.
I'm saying if you're trying to explain to people what path means, maybe don't use an example in which two items are valid path items in the same area, right?
The thing is both of the other bows were locked by that bow, so that is a clear example.
But even if that bow locks the hammer can still be the path item.
But it's not the one that's the seed's pointing to. It's not what the randomizer is pointing to.
It can be either of them, because it can be either of them, because if you replace either of them with nothing, if you replace the bow with nothing, you can't get a bow, and so you can't get hammer. And if you replace the hammer with nothing, then you can't get hammer directly. So both of them are path items. the hint is only going to point to one of them. That every boss has several requirements, and it's only going to choose one of the possible items that is required to reach the boss as the path item for the boss. But that doesn't mean that there aren't other options, other items that could have been the path items that the game hints. So yeah, in your case, the seed points to the bow, but it could have pointed to the hammer, which is why I'm saying it's a weird example because it's a bit confusing. I think. No. It's fine. I think,
there's magic.
Okay.
That's out of logic.
Yeah, it doesn't solve anything, but it gives rockchalk plenty of things to do. That's
so that could actually
not logical.
No, that could actually be a bomb bag in Gerudo Fortress. Or yeah, hammer. It could actually be hammer. No, wait, it can't.
Now hammer has to be locked behind the bow in Kakariko. Come on.
But no, it can't be the hammer in GTG because the path, the path of Volvagia. Because we've only seen Nocturne in Graveyard. Which means that the only item is the Storm's Grotto in DMT was checked, as was Kokiri Forest. We've done all the Storm's checks.
Yeah, Frost 1 as well. Yeah, everything. So I think that's 30 skulls for rupees. He's about to get his silver gauntlets. Rockchalk is probably checking Poncho Bowling, which I guess
it's a reasonable play.
Yeah.
But it could actually be magic in it could be like a bow in there, for all we know, or Deku or Kokiri sword. We don't know what's in GTG yet. We've only seen the scale, and Jabu's foolish. Jabu's foolish and the Firestones, Fire Medallion, so it would not help us get anywhere to solving what's in Deku.
I mean, you can go GTG, but you can also complete all of Shadow Temple. So I think Shadow is a pretty good play. If you know how to do the Bombchu strats for Bongo Bongo.
It's getting to Bongo Bongo. Shadow to Baronade as well. I've seen both Letter and Boomerang in the same location, in the same hinted location before, but it's really rare. But yeah, Shadow makes sense. It's also progression.
And technically, it's Baronade. So we might get something here. We might get our bow.
And the thing too is that Shadow, it can't be hammer in GTG, but it can actually be bomb bag because it would lock the other bomb bag and would put us back into logic.
Yeah, in which case going to GTG is a bit of a waste of time because we don't really need that bomb back. Or the info now, we have progression to do.
Not quite Siberian. The only problem is that Graveyard is path to Volvagia, and the only thing we've found so far is Nocturne in Graveyard. Everything else is a dead check. So, if Hammer is there in GTG, there's a problem with the path system going haywire.
That's immediately a big chest.
Iron boots.
I mean, you want those eventually, but that's not the path to Baronade you want to see.
We were talking about GTG.
This is the reason why This is the reason why you do Shadow before GTG, in case you find an item. Now you can do toilet. Will you do
still wanna
toilets?
do
That's a
toilet.
different question, but you can.
But that's, yeah, my bad. I was still referring to GTG because we were talking about that. Yeah, Tektite Grotto is dead.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen Fountain, but yeah, Toilet's not in Logic because of the Song of Time.
We have some
If
time.
there's a bomb bag in, yeah, but
We do
Song of
have some
Time
time.
itself is out of Logic
Well, fair enough, but
because Magic is out of Logic yet.
yeah. But like I said, well, we bombs are still out of logic as well. So
Yeah,
we've
exactly.
been out of logic for a while already. I don't think.
If we find a bomb bag here, then we are back into Logic. And that could actually make sense.
If we find it, do you mean right here? Because if
Yeah, right
there's
here.
a bomb locked wall right next to us, that's nothing. I think. One more check to get
Oh, that was a
bomb
big
box
one.
in logic.
There it is.
Okay, that's bombs.
We're back in Logic.
We're back in logic.
That actually makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah.
Because that means now Shadow is in Logic. So, yeah, Shadow is definitely the answer. I could see rockchalk going back there. Or, we have got, yeah, 2 small keys. Yeah, and Shadow can now either lock the hammer. It can either directly have the hammer or it could be behind AD. If hammer is not in Shadow, it is AD. Or like if because the iron boots are the only thing we've found so far in Shadow.
We still have that Samsung check.
Yeah, but we have not seen hide or hair of it yet. And every check available is out of Logic for it.
I mean, clearly, whatever it is not in a nice place. So I wouldn't put it past Randobots. He's been feeling frisky lately.
Yeah, will Purple do Child Goron City? This one is a very easy area to just orphan. As unfortunate as it sounds.
Yeah, until you get areas, in which case you can full clear it. Maybe that's more of a reason to go there. Oh, and Rupees is wasting some keys.
He's gonna scum these.
Okay. How many keys is that? He had 3, 4 keys.
He had 3.
6 keys. There's
That's
4 more Bowlock chests, of which I don't remember if the top chest was a key. I think there's 2 items left in GTG.
But, okay, so we found... That's actually 5 keys we have in Logic. Yeah, no spoilers, please. Some of us would like to watch the races after they're done. But, yeah, it's pretty crazy, because we actually have 5 keys in Logic now, because Desert Crossing is in Logic because of the magic we found.
Speaking of 5 keys, rockchalk, I think he's missing 1 key for Shadow Temple to be
Yep.
fully available.
Yeah, Iron's Lock's toilet, bottom of Zora's Fountain, and Water Temple. It technically also can lock Tektite Grotto, but we already saw Tektite Grotto and it was dead. Fountain's not in logic yet. If we find a Rudo's letter, then it is 100% in logic.
It is now that we found the bomb back, yes. Although rockchalk.
Well, we also found that scale pretty early on though, and that wasn't bomb locked. No, but it won't be path for Jabu, but it could be path for, like, it could still be on the path for the like Bavagia.
Iron boots are in shadow. We need the bomb back to get shadow access, I think.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so we still need the bomb back to put anything in icy waters in logic.
But we found them. So, like, we're in logic.
I mean, we did. Neither of our players knows. Rupees doesn't have irons. rockchalk doesn't have. He probably suspects. I mean, we were suspecting the bomb back in GTG, so rockchalk also probably does.
I'm not sure why you wouldn't finish block push. No, like, yeah, that area is only hook shot locked, because jumping on that chest to line it up is not that bad.
That's our final small key and our final key for Shadow Temple.
It's not even a glitch though, it's a vanilla interaction with the game where you just jump on top of objects. Oh, another biggie.
I mean, I might call it an exploit because it probably wasn't intended, but it's not a glitch. There's nothing funky going on with the goat of the game.
We're getting a brisk walk into ice. A very brisk walk.
I don't think we're doing great in terms of meme percent. We saw Greg, we saw the condom, we saw Ice Arrows pretty early on, so that's 3 out of 5? Is this 4 out of 5? I don't remember.
Awesome. Yeah, we got the Stone of Agony as well, because that was in Forest, you know, on the Floor Master chest.
Okay, so we're only missing the winner? Where was Greg? I think we saw it.
Target in the woods.
Target in the woods. Okay. Man, I've been watching too much of this game lately. I'm mixing seeds in my head.
I don't get seed bleed. I get hint bleed at most, but not seed bleed, because I've done, like... At times I've done, like, 3 races in the same day.
Man, I couldn't do it. I tried to commentate very early on in the day. Today I had some extra free time. I decided to watch a race that I missed last night while I was commentating on different. Well, no, it was while I was sleeping, and yeah, it's bleeding into this one sometimes. So
yeah, I was commentating the Freaky Friday seed yesterday. It was pretty freaky because I won't spoil much, but it had some weird projectile logic for skulls, and that's a big chest. Oh, mirror shield.
Big indeed. That's something that we definitely need, and we don't have long shot or any good idea of where it might be, so rockchalk might decide to just cross again in order to get the GTG info, and in this case it's just a bomb back, so he won't get much more than info, and maybe try to do
oh my god, there's a boat.
That's big.
And a big here. Hammers deep into shadow. Oh my god, the bows in Zora's fountain. Oh my god.
Everything's starting to click. Everything's making sense.
Spirit may be completable. It may not be. It depends on where all the key, like where the keys are.
I mean, forget anything I said about doing spirits and GTG or anything like that. We have Hammer now. We have a clear progression that we definitely can do.
All right, that should be it.
It definitely looks good. There we go. Nice, 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 nice.
Yeah, the fountain bow is out of logic, but we do have a lot of things we can do in Shadow now. Like there are so many things in there that could be path for Baronade, which is absurd to think about. Because we got Iron Boots in there, we got Mirror Shield in there, we got the Hammer in there. That gives us quite a few checks to really mull ourselves over.
Fire Temple is probably the most dense with checks, which is a bit sad. Because Mirror Shield itself doesn't lock all that much unless key logic is messy, which it usually is. It's Spirit Temple.
Yeah, I would do Fire first. It's progression. You know, you're probably gonna need it.
100%. You have Forest Wind if you need to set it, to beat Volvagia and go back up. I think rockchalk has set up here, if I'm not wrong. I think both of our runners have set up the Scarecrow. But it was hinted to have nothing, so. Hello everyone from CSR, from the main channel. We are in the middle of a race with very likely AD for Requiem of Spirits. We've been looking for a logical bomb bag for quite a while. It turns out that Strength 1 on 30 skulls leads us to Strength 2 on the compass chest in the Dongos Cavern, and that opens up the GTG purple silver block room, which contains our actual bomb bag. Oh no, we have a path from Shadow Temple to Baronade. I don't like seeing that wallet there. But anyway.
Oh no! Speaking of freaky things, there's a fish bottle in that freestanding. Yeah, I've been. Ooh, and ice is loaded.
I mean, it's something that you never want to see, but the reality is that many places freeze, many restaurants freeze their fish for efficiency. And you don't want to see
it. It's also to kill parasites. That's why they flash freeze fish, is to help kill parasites, because they're often chock full of them in the wild.
I'll take some yummy parasites instead of ice cold, but healthy fish any day of the week.
I don't know. I definitely wouldn't, because it can wreak havoc on your body.
Worthless Song, I guess Sarias is probably the one that we care about the least, unless it locks something important.
Sunsong wouldn't be all that great either.
Sunsong helps us because we have a path in.
Well, yeah, but that's for Volvagia.
It's already solved. It's for Volvagia. We already found everything we need for Volvagia. Yeah, so yeah, Sunsong is probably the least useful. At least at this point in the seed, it's almost 2 hours in. If you don't have Sunsong by 2 hours, you've planned your route around time of day already.
Magic was on Hot Rodder Goron. As for who's ahead, I'm gonna give the advantage to rockchalk, but PurpleRupees could pull it out at any time. You never know.
Yeah, Rupees has some info that rockchalk is lacking, but I think in overall progression and items and.
Oh my god! Second magic.
That's vanilla. isn't it? Yep.
Yeah, it
that's
is. That's also magic locked because Hammer was deep into Stone Shadow.
Shadow is a path to. Okay, rockchalk is picking up the prescription. Anyway, we were worried about that one because our hoverboots were in Impa's house next to the cow. And rockchalk came into the DMC and never grabbed the prescription, so we were worried that maybe he thought it was something else because I thought it was something else. But thankfully that's not what happened. We have our path hint for Shadow Temple, telling us that it leads to Barinade, and Shadow Temple had Mirror Shield, Iron Boots, a wallet, and the hammer. So
another bow and ice. And
okay,
it was Sun Song.
Something, and then the worst song, as we determined. I still think Serious is worse.
Yeah, there's both of our bows.
I'll take 1 check and utility over 2 checks.
But yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, that whole crazy logic chain. There's a bit of a debate earlier about it. But I think it's been resolved by the seed itself. But you know the second magic? You can actually get that one out of logic. But the trick to do it is so absurdly precise that realistically no one... Well, actually you can't even do it because you need Bolero to do it. Never mind.
I don't like this. Rockchalk got a bomb drop from the Flare Dancer and decided that it's not worth his time.
Oh, do you mean the beans trick? That's not banned. The beans trick, to my knowledge, is not banned. But we can't do the beans trick anyway because Bolero is locked behind spirit completion.
Yeah, it seems that Rupees is pushing some progression finally, and we saw a lot of Forest Temple, not all of it, and there was nothing special in it. So hopefully one of the Ghost Sisters, one of the Bow Sisters, has some progression for us. Maybe, I don't know. I guess Rutus Letter is fine. Boomerang. Oh, it can't be. One of those two has to be locked by Shadow Temple, so both of them can't be here. But maybe, I don't know. We're still looking for our Kokiri sword. This is, like I said, very, very likely to be all dungeons required. Even if it's not all dungeons required, if we get the long shot, it's a very quick trip to Water Temple, probably faster than crossing the desert. And
there's the boomerang. So
that's hammerlocked. That solves our path.
Yeah, that does resolve it, but unfortunately that could be really frustrating because where's that letter?
I mean, just because it solves us our path, that doesn't mean that it was our hinted path. So I still think if we ever get into some kind of casino for the letter, we go after hints behind Irons, Mirror Shield, Hammer, and Wallet. But still, for now, that solves our path. That we can get that out of our mind and focus on.
It's nice to get Rang out of the way, but well, and we do know now that letter locks 2 bows, so whatever's DMC to Phantom Ganon, it yeah, it actually isn't resolved yet, funnily enough. Not fully yet, because letter locks bow, and I think at this point, Bomb Bag locks the letter.
Yeah, Bomba locks a lot of stuff. I think it's our bonus song for the Bomb Bag that's locking. We need the Bomb Bag to get our first bow in ice. Well, until we have logical access to ice. We don't know if we can get either bow that we found. Right, we need to find our logical access to ice before we can tell what our path to PG is. But it's probably a bomb bag, yes.
Like, if we find another wallet, Paradox Letter is fully in logic.
Who's Joe doing? What's Joel doing? Joel, why were you flying?
Because he triggered he got her to trigger like on the higher floor instead of like the mid floor, and so she just like floats through the floor.
As I was thinking about that, I remember that that's a thing that you can do, but I've been seeing the same strategy for the Poe sisters. So oh, F's in the chat. Rupees. Does he have
Oh.
he doesn't have a.
Nope. And there's another big chest in fire. It's a slingshot.
That we care for, but there is. And like I said, there's Forest Wind in case you have to come back here. Our path is solved, and but still we may want to push further into Fire Temple. Oh.
DMC did not have Nocturne. DMC had Epona's song. And it was GTG access for the bomb bag.
Where is rockchalk going?
Graveyard had Nocturne, which was a path to Volvagia.
Because the hammer is in shadow then. And hammer locks all of Fire Temple. Our first chest was nothing. It was a small chest.
Yep. We're still looking for... I think the best plan right now for rockchalk is just to do Desert Crossing again.
Yeah, but
like he's gonna do GTG and then he's gonna go do Desert Crossing, see if he's key locked out. Because if he's key locked out of Spirits, for Roars is still useless to him. Because he'll need to grab the song.
Yeah, but if he doesn't get a bow, or if he doesn't get a bow, he might want to set up FW in GTG. I guess there's not that many checks available left in GTG, but I find it weird that you set up FW and then leave Fire Temple entirely instead of at least defeating Volvagia. Maybe he thinks that the logical access is the bow, and then there's a bow in GTG that will solve his path. Although I'm not sure how that would work. Anyway, he's not getting a bow here. Both of bows that we found, one is in Zora's Fountain Fairy, and the other is in Ice.
Yeah, on the Iron Boots chest.
rockchalk can't do GTG or HPA. So yeah, I think it's better to set up FW here. So I'm confused about the
well, if Toilet has like a bow, that would help. That would help resolve it because the Iron Boots are bomb locked this seed because of where Magic was.
And that would make Epona's.
Well, it's already been determined that Epona's is path.
Yeah, but that would give us our direct path from Epona's to bow, but that means that bombs are not do not lead to the letter, because in fact the letter has to be bow locked, because otherwise you can get the bows in the adult's resource domain area. So if the bow is in Toilet, horseback archery, or one of the other bow checks in GTG has to be the letter.
Yeah, it seems reasonable. It would still preserve path either way.
Happy 2 hours, chat.
Yep. It looks like, yeah, we're getting a toilet play. So anyone who's got their toilet emotes, time to spam them in chat. I think you should check right side first and then do toilet.
I mean, if you come all the way here, you're kind of committed to just clearing everything you can in GTG. I think this toilet play is...
This is definitely a toilet play. Because he knows that the maze is dead in GTG, which is a benefit. All these toilet emotes. I love it. I thought he was gonna check right side, but I remembered he actually peeked it.
Ah, dang! I wasn't looking. I didn't see if Rupees got the gamer shot.
Shoot, I missed that too. Yeah, the potential for irons is here. Well, we'll have to see if it's anything.
I mean, the shadow path is hammer.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, it doesn't have to be hammer, but it's hammer solves it. So, but yeah,
hammer resolves it, but it doesn't mean it's the thing that the seed's even pointing to for that one. Because unless you have access to this, if that's a bow, we'll have to see.
That is a bow. What?
Oh my god! Just I called it.
So that means the eye statues or the scarecrow checks have to be the letter or horseback archery or Kakariko adults archery minigame. The letter has to be bow locked because otherwise you can get the other bows.
Yeah. Well, it could be just right here.
It's not.
Not this time.
We're gonna get to see all of GTG.
Yep.
And I'm assuming you go out and check horseback archery.
Yeah, every bow would be bomb locked as well. If that bow that we have that rock chalk has
being bomb blocked is not enough because this bow needs to be path, and if the bow itself doesn't lock the other bows, you can get the other bows with bombs or whatever. The path has to be the bow.
Yeah, but bomb bag is path because it locks the bow.
Bomb bag. Oh! I see what you mean. Okay, because we need some of time, which was where. Is this a letter? Is this a letter?
Oh my god! If this is a letter.
Oh
no! Paradox letter potential. Paradox letter.
Wait a minute. Hello. What's happening?
A paradox letter.
Let's check HPA and adult archery before we completely panic. But that's scary.
Yep.
Do we have to become hints? Because I'm getting some weird ideas about melting the ice around King Zora in order to be able to get the letter from Vigoron.
But Purple got Sun Song and a bow and 2 bows from there. And yeah, big Goron sword. Which actually may be handy if it's AD, because that's a lot of BIOS fighting you're doing. Alright. Almost. Shoot the Sun is also available too. We didn't get a good peek at bottom of fountain, though it is still technically out of logic, and it wouldn't even have Rudo's letter anyway.
We need
Okay, so
long
it's
shot
not
for...
1,000.
Okay, now it is logically
Long
available.
shot!
No
Oh
shoot
my god!
is available.
Yep, and so is all of Water Temple. So, yeah.
And we needed that for Spirit Temple logic because we know there's a key on the right hand.
Yep.
Rockchalk is here. He's determined to cross, and yeah.
Yeah,
he wants the info, if nothing else.
Yeah,
even though he just got the access to Requiem.
Yeah, it's pretty good just to make sure that it is. We're about to see if it's AD, because there's two conditions.
What?
There's two conditions for it to be AD. One is either we're child locked out with no small keys on adult side, or the big key is on child side and you have to go all the way there to get it.
I think at this point you just do Water Temple and get the song and just warp it there. You have long shot. It's no big deal. Long shot is bow locked, which means that the letter might be locked by long shot.
Oh yeah, that's right. The fringe case of like a key being on adult side and like all the other keys being locked by child side 2, and then the others.
There's many ways in which this can be very, very messy. I think the safe place is killing Morpha.
That's right, because we also have long shot locked. Spirit is also long shot locked because we know that there's a key on right hand side, so that takes care of the number 4 key number 4 in logic for Spirit. But
true,
because you need 3 keys and long shot to get that one. Otherwise, that chest on the right is normally 5 key locked in when you don't have a key there.
And there's no extra keys in Spirit Temple and like in Water and Fire, so you really need the long shot if that key is in child side for
agreed, though.
It to be completable. But yeah, we don't really need Virus Win because if you can finish adult, if you can access adult side Spirit Temple, you can probably finish the whole thing. If you can't, then you can't. There's nothing you can do. So Virus Win, I was confused about rockchalk and First Win because I expected GTG to be impossible to complete without a bow, but he got a bow, so what do I know? He sure showed me.
Yep. But this is a good gamble on rockchalk's end. He spends a little bit of time to see if it's AD, because if it's AD, it's not a big deal for him, and if it's not, then he saves quite a bit of time.
Honestly, completing Water Temple and crossing the desert, I don't know how much time he's saving here.
Quite a bit more, because it depends on where the boss key in water is. You don't want to really have variables like that when you're doing a race, because you can lose quite a bit of time if Water Temple has a really bad boss key.
But now if this isn't a small key, he's crossed for essentially nothing. He's going to come... Yeah, there it is.
For information, which is good. Like,
yeah, but if you do
it's
Water
not
Temple,
a big deal because...
get that information. You already have it,
AD.
you need to finish Water Temple, so that information is not something that you need, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, certainty is very important, because the thing is if it wasn't, you can waste up to at least 12 minutes for a temple you don't even need to do.
I don't think
I've done
that
before.
it's that long.
It depends on where the key is, like I said.
It depends on what the key is, I guess.
If it's like a really bad key, then you can spend quite a bit of time in water.
In any case, oops, 80. It's
Yep.
happening. It's definitely confirmed.
I mean, this is a baseball seed, so
I mean, we all knew for a long time, baseball or not, we already knew that this was going to happen, but
and this is also a pretty deep fire as well for
it's AD because we're child locked out of Spirit Temple, and our OT zone is Requiem.
Yep. There's no glitchless, no legal one for standard. For DDR and no item minips and such, there is, but not here. There is for adults, but not for child. Which has basically made the whole Rush Ice meme really potent.
PurpleRupees is about to collect 4 major items: the hammer, the mirror shield, what was it? The boomerang, and a wallet. All in Shadow Temple. Just waiting
Boomerang
to be
wasn't in Shadow Temple, it was in Fire Temple.
True. There was another item in here. It's the hammer, iron
Hammer,
boots,
mirror shield, iron
boots, and the wallet.
And the wallet. Yep. Which we could have Paradox Letter here as well.
Or Paradox Letter by with the Vigorum quest, which is still unhinted.
Yep. Yeah, the path is satisfied by the Rang and Fire.
Both of our runners have 2 bombas.
Yep.
One from GTG, Silver Block Room, which is our first logical bomba, and another one from the merchant in South Hyrule.
From the scrub there. Yep. But I can see rockchalk doing forest next, because it's a progression dungeon. You want to get it done as soon as possible.
Optical Paradox Letter refers to a letter that King Sora gives you as an adult. And that it's a Paradox Letter because in order to get the letter, you have to give it to him as a child, and he gives it back to you as an adult. But how does he get it? Where do you get it from, or where does he get it from initially? It doesn't make sense. There's a paradox there because it has to come from somewhere, but he gets it from you, and you get it from him. It's an infinite loop. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, here's something to think about. Song of Storms in the vanilla game is exactly what is described here.
Fair enough. That is true. I guess in the original timeline, Link gets some Son of Storm from some other place. And that leads to this guy changing his life, and that leads to him teaching you Son of Storms in easier place, maybe.
The Paradox Letter was never written. It's Storm's letter. But yeah, we're basically looking at like a full forest and a full shadow. Yeah, this is a forest play.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
It's definite progression. It gives you lags, which is probably nothing, but it gives you lags.
Yeah, there was nothing in forest. Shadow is loaded, but we've already seen it. But for those who want to, who missed the first time we went through Shadow, here are some highlights. Basically. Yeah, Lax could actually be a letter.
Well,
because I've had progression on
Yeah.
that quite a few times before. And you know, the funny thing is, we still have not seen hide or hair of that Kokiri sword. And that's something to think about. Because like we full cleared GTG, and the only things we saw were a bow, a wallet, and we still don't know what Big Goron has either. So it might be shaping up where we may have to do the yeah, Kokiri sword on King Zora would be pretty funny.
There's many ways in which this logic can get even more twisted than it already is.
Yep.
Because that 30 skulls for the first logical strength, in order to get the second logical strength in DC, in order to get the bomb back in the Silver's Brock room in GTG with a bonus song. That's pretty rude at the very least.
Yeah, that would be just a pain to think about. Like if you had to open spoiler logs, like, ugh, really? But this is definitely a very spicy seed. Oh yes, and first bow on toilet.
And first bow.
So Irons is actually like really early in Shadow, so it doesn't lock. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I misread it. It's not the first time I've done that. But yeah, first logical bow on toilet. This seed is a meme and I love it. That's what I'm getting at.
Who flushes a bow to get rid of it? Anyway, yeah. While we're kind of backtracking what each other runner has already done, I'd like to take a moment to thank our trackers who tonight are Artificial Red and Fencer, and of course the rest of the CSR people, Alexander Harrell, who's commented in alongside me, and Siberian for restreaming the race.
And baseball for rolling this mess.
I've joined the commentary crew relatively recently, and I have to say, if you're someone who is thinking that this might be something fun that you will enjoy doing, if you think this is an experience that you'd like to have, seriously go for it. It's a lot of fun. We can always use a bit more help, and I can't recommend it highly enough. It's been a really cool experience so far, and
yeah.
I expect it to continue being.
It's always pretty good too, is you can have any level of experience, because you can either start learning a lot of your logic in comms, or you could be so knowledgeable about the randomizer that you can just help explain. Or if you want to track, it is a good way to see logic being exploited, as well as just seeing some of the really cool tricks that runners will pull during a race. Tracking is a really good entry point for anybody if you're nervous.
even just
That's
being
how
more involved and feel like you're contributing to something that you really like, it's already worth the effort. So, like I said, I recommend it to everyone who's thinking that maybe they could have some fun with it. You will, trust me.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're about to finish. Well, we're getting close to the end. There's still the boat ride of love, and Rockchalk is talking to the four sisters, the Pro sisters. So a lot of romance going on screen. I don't think any of it is going to be to end well.
And my advice is bring a bottle of water, whether you're tracking or you're calming, because if you may get thirsty, because these seeds tend to range anywhere from the late hour mark to like 3.5 hours with players at these levels.
That was a very appropriately placed condom right next to the boat of love. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, the tunnel of love.
yes.
But yeah, Shadow was very loaded. It was also Path. Rockchalk tried to do the the strat where you walk over the fallen ceiling. That's not an easy trick, I can tell you that. In fact, I probably should workshop that soon.
Rockchalk uses the same strat that I do for the block room.
Yeah,
it's
the same for me as well.
There's several variations that people like to do. This is the most straightforward. It requires the least turns, and even if you have to be pushing for a longer time, it's the one I'm used to. I know it. So, Amy,
GTG's been
cooperating.
Yeah, she
doesn't want to go.
She was attempting to ghost him on their date.
I was gonna say that all of these dates are gonna end pretty bloody, but in reality, half of them are ghosts, the other half are skeletons. So even if it's violence, there's no blood. So there's that.
But yeah, we found our first logical bow and our first logical bomb bag in GTG. But yeah, at this point, Rock and PurpleRupees will be finishing the longest temples and the consistently longest temples in the game, because fire can be just about as long as so can water. But if you find an early boss key, then that's not a huge you save a lot of time. Because fire can range anywhere from a couple of minutes to around the 15-minute mark. Yeah, it's hard AD because Rockchalk checked Spirit Temple and he was just locked out. And long shot on HPA at 1500.
He's gonna have to watch the entire cutscene. He didn't void out in time.
Nah, we checked. Both of them have checked Chickens really early on, and Chickens was dead.
Oh, I love that camera angle. I've very rarely seen the cutscene from that point. Usually, if people do it from that point, they void out. So that was a very neat camera angle. Didn't know that was a thing. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah,
I probably have seen it before, but I didn't remember it.
And it's not going to be a 4-hour seed. We've already gotten most of what we need, and we've also already gone through the big long dungeons. We're just missing Letter and Kokiri's sword as well as the light arrows. But yeah, it's not a 4-hour seed. Not even close.
Whatever. We're missing Letter and Kokiri Sword, and Letter has to be locked by the bow, and Kokiri Sword has to be locked by a scale, so there's not really much room for weird casinos at the end. It's still fairly open. It's not as easy as directly being locked by scale, because there's a lot of stuff that's for example, there's a couple of things that are available with it, I think. Oh, now I think about it, maybe the scale is very strict.
We were mentioning that Kokiri would be locked by the bow, or like it can only be locked by the bow or bomb bag at this point. Of course, there are a lot of things that both lock, but Kokiri Sword is likely going to be something that we just find along the way. It's not. The command hasn't been updated. It just has the scale there, because that was everything that we found in GTG. Speaking of which, it should probably also include the first logical bomb bag. Yeah, PG is nothing nice. Ooh. Pants on Ganon.
Ugh.
Oh, that's nerve-wracking.
That Hellfire is looking pretty scary.
We'll be getting a lot.
Very early. Good thing PG was far away enough, because that was a very early swing from rockchalk.
Man, he is just dodging.
Not cooperating.
But we should be getting a lab dive.
He was surprisingly nice at the end. Maybe it was a weird angle, and that's why PG didn't bounce back that projectile.
Oh, it says round 3 when it's round 4. Oh, shoot. You can lab dive with irons, but logically you need scales. But you can do it with hookshot and iron boots.
Losers bracket round 3 is already finished, and so every race is from round 4 from here on out. Well, no, no, there's still a few races left.
But rockchalk, he's probably gonna do water, and then he can route in shoot the sun. You know what's a shame is we still don't have the big Goron hints. Then we don't have back of lake hints.
Yeah, that's still in the back of my brain the whole time.
If I were to choose, it depends on where the boss key is. If it's really early, you just beat to Water Temple and leave. If it's really late into water, you just kind of like if it's up to the point of the Dark Link loop, you just kind of bail. If it's in the middle, you kind of want to see what the key logic looks like. Because we have Serenade, so we can get back into water at any time. So it's not a huge deal for us. And it's better just to focus on getting AD, because he knows that he needs it.
Is coming into the compass room, which means he's probably planning to get out of Water Temple as soon as possible. Because otherwise it's faster to check this room once you're finished, once you've drained the water. So I think he's planning to just find the boss key, beat Morpha, and get out.
Yep. So if you find 2 items in like the lobby area, or there's 4 items, 6 keys, small keys, and 1 big key. There are a total of 7 checks that are not key locked whatsoever, like small key locked. Morpha's one of them, but you need a big key. We already found one of our small keys, so if we find an item, I couldn't quite see that. Yeah, Central Pillar was hinted, so that's already one of our items in the central area.
The way a water key logic works is simple. If something is locked by one key, you need to have 4 available keys in logic to be able to access it.
5.
Except for the central pillar. Every other
Central Pillar,
place,
because... But
the central pillar, if it's the last key in a path, it needs 5 keys. The first key in the path to either Dark Link or the boss key is available with just 4. So, but you still need 4. So there's a bunch of keys that are not locked by other keys. It's not nowhere near as complicated but Spirit Temple, but it's also not straightforward either.
So we found our second item in Water Temple, so the rest of the area is going to be keys, but whether it's like if we find a big key, then we know Morpha's a small key, because the rest of the temple is going to be the rest of the area here is going to be chock full of small keys. Central Pillar was, I think, a bloopy or like an item refill. Basically, it was dead.
But it was nothing. So not a key, which means we found 2 items out of 4, but we don't.
The
have
other 2 items are 5 key locked.
Yes. Yes.
Because there's 7 checks that don't require keys logically in water. And there are keys of any sort, I should say. No, wait.
Rupees is having a bit of trouble with his horseback archery.
Yeah, he may have to redo it. He's gonna have to redo it.
Yeah, that arrow shot was probably accidental.
And it was unfortunate, but it happens to all of us.
Yeah,
People doing toilets, it's reasonable. He's probably gonna go like, well, if it has what I need, then I've already lost. Alright. Here's the peak. Or trying to get the peak. Okay, so that's a small key. So Dragon Chest could actually be either a small key or a big key. If it's a small key, then Morpha can be the spare key, or the...
Holy shit, talk about contrast. Rupees went from failing HBA to getting 1890.
Yep. Well, you know, sometimes you miss the first archery game and you just move it out. You never know how it's gonna go.
On average, he won both times. I mean, he made up for it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. But we'll be seeing Dark Link. If Dark Link has a key, you just kind of do the rest. Or a big key, then you just kind of do River Chest to check what's there. As I think Big Key was an item, not a particularly useful item. Might have been a key. I don't. I didn't get a good peek.
I was just looking at HBA. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, Central Pillar was hinted dead. We found that hint pretty early on. We still don't have the big Goron hint.
It's really the only hint that we really want that we're missing.
Of course, we haven't even found a gold scale to meme gold scale water. Well, there it is right there. Yeah, I would definitely check River Chest, unless he's... Yeah, he's doing that right now.
Okay. You really walk all this way. If there's something here, it takes a second now. It will take a couple minutes later.
Yep. Plus, you only need to peek, and Dragon Chest is a small key by logic then, which is actually really convenient because we don't have to lower the water level. Once rockchalk beats Morpha, he can just kind of leave. Oh, that's a big chest.
Good thing he stayed.
That's a big chest in River.
That's a big Bollock chest.
So, the way I know is that you need 5 small keys to access the Darkling Loop.
Okay.
Ooh, light arrows. I'll take that. We take those here. Yeah, see, it's a small key. But the Dark Link Loop and the boss key chest logically require 5 small keys.
So
yeah, Song of Time is MVP. Like, holy smokes.
Very good.
That was a clean quick grab right there from rockchalk.
Okay, that looks scary for a second, but
yeah, it's definitely done more damage to Purple Rupees than to rockchalk.
Purple Rupees.
Yeah, Morpha is the shortest boss with the longest death. Yeah, this seed had quite a few double dipping.
Is Morpha longer than? I mean, obviously, if you count the cutscene outside of Water Temple.
And there's our last key. Okay.
It's the longest, but is
that's
Morpha
key number 6
longer than?
So never have to even think about going back in there.
Yeah. Yeah, water is full clear. We found all 4 items. I think the boss key item. Yeah, that's all 6 keys. Yeah, the boss key item is definitely an item.
Yeah, it was dead because he checked it. All right, shoot the sun. Let's go.
That's just a
bomb refill. Oh no. It just drags us ever closer to Paradox Letter. He's not rocking the face cam.
There was a Bowlock key in the central, in the middle level. Is Water Temple Bowlocked?
Yeah.
Or maybe Shadow Temple is Bowlocked because the long shot is Bowlocked. And
it is.
You need a bow or long shot to reach Bongo Bongo. So Shadow Temple is Bowlock. So anything past Shadow Temple, including Spirit Temple, because it's AD locked,
is bow locked.
And containing the letter. Because it is
AD is bow locked. Shadow Temple was bow locked.
So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that can still contain.
Because like it's bow locked doubly because that bow in GTG Toilet is our first logical one.
That's a weird.
It wants you to double dip, and that like. Thankfully, though, irons are really insanely early.
It's a weird use of furrows. Yeah. You need to get the song anyway.
And Rudo's Letter could be anywhere. And that, like, Paradox Letter is a situation that could exist. We have Big Goron. Like, everything required for it, which is scary enough. Including double wallets. But I think we might be seeing some cleanup on rockchalk's side.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go from here.
Some cleanup, which is mostly just child spirit.
Oh no, it's just getting the AD song and child spirit.
But do you think we'll find another item? we'll find 2 keys on child side or 1.
I'm guessing 1 and the boss key. I'm feeling frisky.
Your mic's cutting out on my end.
I said I'm feeling 1 plus the boss key.
I hope it's not on my end.
You sound fine to me, so
Okay. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it's working now.
Okay, fair enough.
That's so weird. Yeah, that's so weird. For like a few, for about a minute, you were just cutting out on my end, and then it just worked.
Oh, I had one of those earlier. You roboted for like a second there, a while back. There's a couple of layers of streaming and Discord calls and things like that. There's bound to be some hiccups. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's shenanigans. Thankfully, it wasn't like a huge disaster, and it didn't last very long. But man, this is there's still items in fire, but I think it would be just best to kind of focus on progression. Alrighty,
That's pretty nice. A pretty nice strat. The keys rolled a bit at the end, but that was a pretty fast room for such a terrible, pretty fast clear for such a terrible room.
Yeah, this one's always kind of a panic breaker. It looks like we have 2 smalls in Child Spirit.
It's small chest. I can't tell the texture. It is a chest. It is a key. Okay.
It's just convenient to have 2 small keys on Child Spirit. Like, if you're gonna commit to the AD, you better hope that then it has 2 small keys.
If you have Deans, do you even climb as child, or did you just go back adult and fall clear?
Go back adult.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's much faster. It's just nice having extra keys to work with. Because you don't know if you will be locked out. Because you may actually have to... Yeah, heck, Requiem was hard required because adult side did not have any small keys. And rockchalk got that information pretty early, but he routed in Forest Temple just to do for the sake of progression.
I mean, if you told me earlier on into the seed that we're about to be into a casino for both of the child dungeons, because let's be honest, this is not a child dungeon in randomizer, at least not under these settings. I don't know if I would have believed you. I mean, I guess that entry into Jabu is one of the harder requirements to me. Yeah, that's nothing in whatever boss key confirmed. But I don't know if I like it. It feels very casino-y to me that we're looking for both.
The feeling is so bad.
The letter and Kokiri sword. Although Shadow Temple had 4 items, maybe Spirit Temple has both of these.
Song of Time is on the Requiem check, which PurpleRupees is still have not gotten yet. So he's gonna need to double dip water, which, especially through the Dark Link Loop, is gonna feel really gross. Oh! That's a biggie right there.
And that's a biggie right there too.
That's a bomb-locked bomb bag.
Yeah. AD locked, DC requires bombs, and that's
double defense.
Also, that's very convenient items, nice to have, not what we're looking for.
Yeah, not quite what we were looking for, but we found titties.
I mean, who's not happy about finding titties? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. There's not many in the community. Oh my god. Of course they had to have the bomb, because the bomb bag in strength block room GTG was the thing that started this whole mess.
That's a whole bunch of nothing.
Yep. I see what he's doing. He's gonna set up for roars for doing child side. I mean, you do that especially when you have double magic.
Yeah, rockchalk is spamming spells. He's probably doing the climb and then going into the Sun's room, checking the chest, and if it's nothing, just warping out of there so that he doesn't have to solve the puzzle. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It saves quite a bit of time. It's a very horrible room.
Yeah, Kokiri's sword and letter are still missing in action, but we're kind of running out of things running out of areas that could be. Rang was in Fire Temple in the lava room, not the room that was not in the chest that was bomb locked, but the other one. So that's key. We have 4.
That's all keys.
That's
all keys.
Yep.
I mean, the one we're missing is in the right hand. So that's all of them.
So the only thing we have not checked in Fire is the hammer chest, compass chest, and highest score on. Those are like the 3 checks we have not checked. Rang is anywhere it wants to be.
I think the compass chest has to be a key because after we had 1 key before, so the one key
already
that
have
we
all
entered
keys.
that side. We did.
But
okay. Baseball, you did it again.
No, we're still looking for the winter heart piece, and I don't think we're ever gonna get it, because no one's gonna open small chests, and I don't think any of the NPCs have it. Rock did not full clear Fire. He basically opened up the shortcuts for it, and then just kind of left.
Where did we get our tunics? I think we got both of them, but I can't remember where. Okay,
it's been so long.
Our Link is waiting for you. You can't just leave.
But they were before the wallets, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
For tunic logic, anyway. Oh, that looks like a big.
And now
no! Oh no!
Small.
Yeah, it's a small then. Avoiding using the lens. Yeah, you find tunics in big chests.
No, I think he's asking because he wants to know how many times we can be baited by another big chest that's not either Kokiri's sword or the letter.
Oh, speaking of big chests. And Rupees is going to get his light arrows at least.
Good. There's no double dipping into the water.
But this seed has been a journey for these two, because we're still looking for that. At this point, Rupees is behind because he has to go. He has to go pretty deep into Fire though to get the boss key
and the boomerang, which he definitely needs.
Rang was like really early in Fire, but the boss key was pretty deep into Fire.
Yeah, that's smart. Okay, he wants magic. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you always go with something that's going to be consistent. Yeah, it depends on where they are, but like the thing about rock is that going to ice for Ruto's letter would be the dumbest play ever, because you know that it's logically locking. The letter logically locks ice caverns, so that's already like 50% of casino mode out of the way. So you don't touch ice at all from rockchalk's perspective until you find the Ruto's letter. Because ice is something you do early or you leave.
I love that strat for the sun.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, only for K-Sword, but you do that after you see the Ruto's letter.
Yeah, in case you find the case of first.
Yeah, and the only other thing would be Paradox Letter or Big Goron. Those are like two big unknowns for us right now.
Or Paradox letter from Bigor. Because in a way, if you still need to get Kinzora to... Well, it's a Paradox letter.
Yeah, but
Not necessarily.
like, yeah, but Gold Scale is still missing in action, but we know Lab Dive is dead, so... And it's a relatively easy one to check out as well, if you have Iron Boots and Hookshot. And Strength 3, yeah, that could be bait.
Yeah. Okay, much better. In terms of positioning, Tunrova have been pretty nice with rockchalk.
Yeah, Big Goron quest logic can get pretty nuts. Yeah, Twin Rova has NA aim.
For our purposes, I think we're fully in logic, so
yeah, we found the trade quest item pretty early on, and it was the prescription.
We still need a way to thaw Kinsora. Well, we're fully in logic except for Sansong on Rupees side, because he got that without access to... without the letter. But other than that, everything we have is available to us, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like,
you don't gold scale for trade quest, no.
Like for yeah, trade quest is fully in logic.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Because of wallets.
rockchalk is about to play some RNG because he grabbed the ledge, meaning that he missed the
first stage is pretty much always 3 of one, 3 of the other. If you do like 50% damage or more, her cycle starts to go RNG heavy. Because for bosses, it's based on damage for when they start changing up their cycles.
Actually, no. I thought if you miss the first...
if you miss the first hit, then the other 2 you want to dodge. But yeah, it's only 50% if she has less than half of her health left.
Thankfully,
so if you...
he did get all 3 hits in the Mirror Shield, so he could unload the Mirror Shield and
that's the shield.
Recharge it with the next 3 attacks. Otherwise, he would have had to wait 3 attacks and then get the 4th one to reflect him, unless he got lucky.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's next is probably going to be big... things like Big Goron and such, looking around
Deep
for...
Fire.
Deep Fire. Probably leftover child checks as well. But like we know the song is Bolero, which he's probably gonna grab.
I'm gonna be the first to do this. Everyone, get your guesses in chat.
He's not doing
okay.
it.
Come on, don't bait me like this.
He was getting the song off of Prelude because fire is technically fire in like the Goron areas. Lax was nothing.
Apparently, he's also not doing fire. Like I mean, rockchalk. I don't know what he's going. Is he doing ice? Why?
No, you don't need to be child to do lax. In fact, you need to be adult. Oh, I think he's rushing ice so that he can melt King Zora. So he's not gonna go to grind the money to. He actually, yeah, he is grinding the money. He's gonna be killing skull kids for 200 rupees to buy blue fire off of the CAC potion shop. And then unfreeze King Zora because that's completely in logic. And both wallets appeared in path locations. Think about that for a second. But,
I mean, both of those paths are definitely solved. But yeah, still.
Yeah, he teabags him too. Mira was in a path location, but we also did everything already for it. That's right, we haven't checked this check. Oh, this one's so easily orphaned. Because he got the bow pretty late.
We saw some issues with NAM in this minigame early on. Is
in the child version
gonna be easier? Apparently so. I think was it rockchalk or rupees the one that was having issues? I can't remember.
It was rupees.
It's been almost 3 hours.
We did chickens. Chickens are dead, unfortunately.
Very stylish long shots use.
Uh-oh. It's happened again. Discord being funny. But yeah, now we will be seeing a what the king has for us.
Do you think he'll go into ice or into the trade sequence?
I think he might do trade sequence. I'm not 100% sure.
It's not in logic, so maybe it is trade sequence, but that's a huge time investment if it's not the right choice. If it's not trade sequence...
But first you check, you just unfreeze him first, and then you check.
Of course. If King Zora has the letter or Kirisol, you chase that. But if it's not Zora, you don't come here just from King Zora. You come here for King Zora and Ice, or King Zora and the trade sequence. So I'm curious what.
Well, if it's K-Sword on King Zora, then you just skip Ice. Enough said.
Yeah, if you get K-Sword or letter, you just you chase that. You go after whatever that item opens.
Resetting, it's Eyeball Frog and eye drops that get reset to the prescription,
which is the item that we got. So we never cared to save, reset, and lose.
Okay. So apparently, it's like a North American problem for Discord, which I wouldn't be surprised.
It makes sense.
I had it happen to me before, a long time ago, when I was playing with a friend from New Zealand. I couldn't even connect to it. Well, there's K-Sword right there.
That
Oh my god, that's the whole chain, because it's technically the bomb bag to get the bow to get the wallet. To get both wallets.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a question for the end of the race, though. If what the plans were after melting, after thawing Kinzora, if he was planning to go into
Yeah.
ice.
But yeah, at this point, you just rush Deku. No wonder why Jabu is foolish. You find everything before you can even access it. And that's hilarious to think about. If Rudos is in Deku, it is pretty much GG for, it'll be rockchalk's game to lose. Because he knows he doesn't have to go anywhere near Ice Cavern. And yes, happy 3 hours.
Happy 3 hours, everyone. Rupees tried to do the fire strats using the switch to burn the Anubis, but one of them didn't want to cooperate, so he just said "fuck it" and shot him with a Richard arrow.
But yeah, we're actually not too far from finishing. It's not the legendary 4-hour seed, but it is
Depending
AD for
on what
Requiem.
the letter is. Until we're in
I-
go mode, we're not done.
Letter's not that locked at this point. I think it's just.
I don't think we are reaching 4 hours. That's definitely true. But until we're done,
That's the Frogs 2 hint. Again. But yeah, if there's nothing there, you just kind of rush Big Goron. But it's definitely not 4 hours.
yeah, we're not saying the happy 4.
Yeah, it could still be on Big Goron. Because we can buy the blue fire for King Zora, which we did for the sword. And then everything else is available. Sun's Grave has... I think Purple may have checked it, but it's dead anyway, because there would have been like absolutely nothing, because it's locked behind the thing we need. The first wallet is on one of the... Okay, so there's a wallet on Bongo Bongo, and the other one is in the eye statue of GTG. Both of which are in path locations. But Deku kind of looking a little bit barren.
I mean, we've only seen 2 checks. There's still plenty of time for Deku to give us the goods. We're only looking for one item.
Yep. Yeah, that's a chain and a half. That was a big chest on Compass. It still has the potential to be gold scale, but that's about it for bait.
3rd slingshot. And there it is.
Okay,
now
we're in
go.
go. Yep.
It's gonna be really quick because, well, we're in go mode in Deku 3 and go mode in Jabu. Those are very fast. Well, Jabu is average in terms of speed, but Deku is super fast to clear in go mode.
Yep. Yeah, you just put bombs and set up Din's fire. No need for shenanigans, because this is foolish Jabu as well. Because you get everything else before you could even get into Jabu.
What does Rupees need? He needs to get. He needs to go with fire and clear that very far to get the boss key and the boomerang on the way. Once he finishes fire, he needs to do all of spirits. He's about to be done with spirit, and then he needs to go to King Zora and get his Kokiri sword. Yeah, this is looking very, very, very much like a victory for rockchalk. It's rockchalk's race to lose at this point.
Yep.
Who can stop this man? He's just running havoc in this losers bracket.
Yeah. And just like that, the Itsy Bitsy Spider went down the water drain.
Yeah, the logic in this seed was a bit messy, particularly the GTG stuff was pretty awkward, to say the least. And
Yep.
of course, we got one last meme to leave us with in King Zora having our progression.
Yep.
But overall, it was relatively nice. There wasn't much. Well, I said relatively nice when you had to collect 30 skulls to start doing anything with just a hookshot. So maybe not the nicest.
And then AD.
And AD. You know what?
Paradox
Forget
letter
it,
with
man.
extra
This
steps.
seed was hell.
It was fun to watch it.
To watch it, definitely.
Yeah, if he had unfroze King Zora, PurpleRupees might have had a bit of an edge. But he still wouldn't have been able to do Jabu because he wouldn't need to do Forest or Fire, which he hasn't even touched yet.
That hookshot to the top platform is a bit it's harder than it looks.
Yeah. If you do it from around here, it's more consistent.
Yeah.
You need the extra height. Well, it's Paradox Letter with extra steps.
In a way, but there's no paradox. But yeah, it's in spirit it is.
Yes. The tree ate your letter. Why a tree would eat paper is something of a mystery. But yeah, I can see about a 320-ish.
A tree eating paper, isn't that cannibalism?
He's going for the stem cells.
Did that hit? It didn't, right?
No, it didn't, unfortunately.
Okay, if that hits, that's a sick save from a terrible
sick shot. But PurpleRupees is did pretty well. It's just the seed was just not kind to him.
Or to rockchalk, or to anyone. I don't think this.
But I mean, it was more merciful towards. It was definitely more, merciful by. Yeah, this seed is pretty good. Is actually pretty good for people learning logic because.
Barely said.
Yeah, that was close. But yeah, this is a good seed for really learning some more of the obscure logic, like the fact that King Zora can be double wallet locked for something. But yeah, this will definitely be a around a 320 finish, which is actually pretty decent for like a seed as crazy as this one.
If you learn nothing else from this seed, at least learn this. Kids, collect your Skulltulas.
Yeah.
The big advantage that rockchalk got from very early on is that he got a ton of Skulltulas along his path during his early routing because he knew that 30 skulls was the strength, and so he managed to start doing progression much faster than Rupees did, and so he's kept that advantage from the very start. Rupees got the Rupees went into GTG with a bit more items, but then when Rockchalk got to GTG the second time around, he got all the items that he needed thanks to that bow in GTG. Was I'm still flustered about.
Yeah, this seed was pretty linear. What like once you started going for skulls, it was actually quite linear,
Yeah,
which is super
essentially
convenient.
each dungeon gave you an item that leads you to the next, with Shadow giving you everything, and then Degu gives you access to Jabu, final two dungeons, one after the other. Forest Temple gives you partial access to Jabu. There's a lot of items along the path. It's just that there's a few very mean items in GTG, in 30 Skulls, and in what's the other one? In the Kinzura. I was thinking, I haven't mentioned the worst one. What was it? Kinzura. I forgot. I somehow forgot already. It's a good meme to end the race with.
But
And
yeah,
now, time for the hardest mini boss in the game.
the directly hinted item, this seed in GTG, was definitely the bomb bag because it locked all the other items like on the path in GTG. Because if you took that away, then you couldn't access the other two items anyway.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be the first item that's hinted. Even if you take that's we discussed this earlier. It doesn't have to be the first item that's hinted as path. You can have a path item that's locked by another item that could be path as well in the same area. It doesn't matter. So the bombs are a possible path. The bow is a possible path. I think the bow is a possible path. The logic of that is a bit tangled right now. I'd have to really look into it, but I think it is still a candidate, even if it's locked behind the bombs. Which
Yeah,
makes
capture
the
card.
bombs a perfectly valid path as well. Yes.
But it's also Oh.
No, you can just blame me, my PC blue screen.
Oh, crap.
And I'm restreaming locally, but restream is back again.
Good.
Where
That was
is
fast
the
recovery.
Omni bar? There's still some thing not correctly loading.
But PurpleRupees just about to get his boomerang.
Lord Banana. A very, very hot banana. Not
Yeah,
my favorite way to eat them.
who puts a banana in the oven like as is? I mean, it makes sense to put it, like mix it
Sliced
in
banana.
bread for a banana.
Yeah.
But like, who cooks a banana
What
with the peel?
was hookshot on long shot? Long shot was horseback archery, yes. And hookshot was to river, yes. Okay. Good memory, baseball.
Yeah.
Hovers was Impa's house. Next to
Yeah,
the cow.
Impa's cow. Yeah, Hovers was on Impa's cow.
2 out of 3, baseball. It's fine.
Yeah. You're not far off the mark. They're both the Sphere Zero checks with that are adult locked, or not explicitly adult locked. Because even the windmill one, I guess you could get it with the Rang. But yeah, Purple is unfortunately very much behind. Now I can understand Purple kind of just forfeiting after the race is done. I don't blame him. When you're not in go mode, and you lost a race, like a one-on-one race, it's just better to forfeit.
I mean, if you have the hints or you know more or less where to go, maybe. But this is pre-casino, so I do expect him to forfeit. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. Which it's something I do.
No.
Oof, that's unfortunate.
That's a tough fall.
Well, we've gotten so many things done this seed. But yeah, this is looking just a little bit over a 320.
Yeah,
But it was on
like
King's Aura for unfreezing the king.
324. Maybe 322 at best.
Yeah, well, that's why I said little over 320.
Yeah.
Not like insanely over 320, like 10 minutes.
Fair enough.
Oh, this is like very scary. If you don't have like the proper angle set up to fight both of them at once, it could be very frustrating.
You don't mess with salt if you can't handle the pepper.
Yeah, indeed. Oh.
No! F's in the
no!
chat.
Oh
Rockchalk.
no.
Pepper wasn't having it today.
And salutes. There we go. Yeah, 30 more times, but I don't see it happening. He has for roars if he needs it.
Is he growing? Is he trying to restore his health? It's just
Yeah, that's
Mark.
what he was going for. But unfortunately, just some
Wait
money.
a minute. That money looks a lot of the money, like the money that Maido was hoarding in his house. Do you think there's a connection between Maido and Ganondorf?
Yep. Something sus.
I don't like this at all.
But yeah, the strength in the strength on 30 skulls is the first logical one to grab the second one, and then Dodongo's Cavern to rush GTG for that bomb bag. It's so dumb, but I love it. Oh my goodness. Yep, Shadow was skulls locked. Because almost everything in the seed, except for hovers and hookshot, were 30 skulls locked.
Yeah. Strength gave you silvers, which gave you bombs and a bow, and
the wallets,
blue.
which leads to literally everything else.
Yeah. I mean, we had hookshot that wasn't skull locked, and that's quite a few checks, but no area what can be completed without finishing your 30 skulls. So yeah, that early routing from rockchalk, really
Yeah, that's right.
those skulls paid off.
Dins was the only other thing that was completely unlocked this seed. Dins and, I guess, for roars.
But no magic, so who
For
cares?
items. Yeah, no magic, but, I mean... And fire arrows, because Richard had them.
That was close to a one cycle. I don't know. You need to go down lower, I think. He's smashing the ground, yeah. I don't really know how Ganondorf's AI works.
For him to actually punch down the platform, you have to just be within a specific radius. However, it doesn't, not like a specific square, but it doesn't cover the entirety of the platform.
Yeah,
If you just barely climb up.
Rockchalk was almost picking up while he was holding on to the side. I think what I used to do as a kid is go down like a few steps, and that would help me. I think that might have been like one of those things that you kind of like lock into, and you think it's helping, but it's actually just a placebo. That's what I did. So a radius within Ganondorf sounds right to me, but I've never actually thought about it. I never thought to check.
Well, I mean, the game has been compiled, basically, so... Or, like, decompiled, so...
Very true.
But... there it is.
Some bacon, get your GG's race in chat.
Yep. Because we won't be all that far from actually finishing the race here. But what does purple do now? That's the question.
I mean, there was a 2 cycle in Ganondorf, and there was a death to Salt and Pepper, so yeah, almost 325.
Yep.
Still a very good time, given the kinds of... the amounts of hiking that we're expecting to do, the loops and turns and the skull collecting. God, this evil seed wanted from us. I don't think that's the place to mess around, Rockchalk. But GG.
Yep, GG. And understandably, Purple is done with the race as well.
It makes sense.
Yep.
I mean, if you have some kind of hint, maybe. It seems that we're joined by Rockchalk. Congratulations.
Thanks. GG.
Yeah, GG's.
And
first
GG,
of all-
and unfortunately, Purple Rupee declined the interview.
That's
Sorry.
fair.
first of all, I'd like to give you the floor and ask you what you thought of this seed.
That was disgusting. Oh my god. I think 90% of the seed, I wasn't exactly sure what the first like strength or bomb bag or whatever that was supposed to be, because I wasn't sure if 30 skulls was in logic, like super early. But it didn't
There
really
was
end up mattering, I
overs
guess.
into hookshot very early on, so we think it was.
It should
Yeah,
be.
I eventually pieced together that it was hovers to hookshot, but then at that point I wasn't exactly sure if 30 was in logic. So I just kept getting confused by all the item locations.
Yeah,
You're pretty much in logic for the whole seed.
Interesting. I guess I'll take it. I mean, the choose didn't really end up getting me anything, except for I guess the bomb bag and field, but that didn't.
Yeah,
really
that's the
do
only
anything
time
that
you
I
went
didn't
out of
already have.
logic.
Yeah.
and the first crossing as well. He did cross the desert of logic to get the info and Son of Time, which came in
Yeah.
handy for the light arrows on your first visit to Water Temple. Although you did go back to desert again once you had magic and lens. So yeah, very
Yeah.
well played. Particularly, you had a big advantage over rupees early on because you routed in a ton of Saltalas from the very start.
Yeah. Part of my thinking was there's probably gonna be in bow and GTG, and if I just go get the strength now and rush it, then maybe I can just do forest. So that didn't really end up working out because bow was locked behind way too many items. But you know, I thought it was still a good play. But yeah, getting 30 skulls at like 103 was really good.
Yeah, it was barely over an hour. Yeah, 103 probably. Yeah, then the rest of the logic is a bit weird because you needed the bow locks the other bow that we know of, so that might have been path. We had a bunch of items all in Shadow Temple. It was just loaded, and it was mostly a very straightforward logic, but still pretty messy with 30 skulls so early on. Then King Zora giving you the access to the last two dungeons.
I can't believe King Zora was actually the fucking Kakiri Zord. I literally went there because what's this? I was thinking, what's the stupidest play I could do right now? Oh, I know. Let's rush KZ and kill Skull Kid to get some money. Because S5 likes to reward the stupid plays for some reason. So, I figured might as well give it a shot.
I mean, it was completely in logic, and both wallets were bow locked.
Yeah, I almost skipped the wallet in Shadow. That would have been bad.
That would have been bad. We were discussing whether what was the plan once you once you thaw King Zora. If he doesn't have the item, were you planning to do Bigoron, or were you planning to enter Ice? What was the plan?
I was just going up for King Zora. I did not want to do Bigoron because that's like I don't know, way too long of a check for one item when I also have the rest of Deep Fire. And I think Lens Game left. I think that's all I had left. But
Yep.
I was gonna do Bigoron last, even if it meant I went up Domain twice.
Fair enough. I don't think either of you found the Bigoron hint, so that was still in the back of our minds. I'm assuming in the back of your mind as well for the entire time.
Mm-hmm. It definitely was there at the end.
Yeah. No, Bigoron wouldn't have made this a 4-hour seed. If Bigoron is long, but not that long. Yeah, I'm sending a comment from Harm in chat. I mean, I said it's straightforward logic. It's not straightforward. It's linear logic, is what I meant to say. It's very much go to GTG, get your bow and bombs. Which, by the way, you went into GTG without a bomb, a bow. Well, after setting up Forest Wind in Fire Temple, I was a bit confused because if you don't find the bow in GTG, you maybe want to set up Forest Wind in there. What's your plan with that? Were you planning to
I mean,
abandon?
I pretty much I pretty much assumed that bow was just gonna be in GTG, or if I didn't get a bow, that it was gonna lead to a bow, because that's the only thing I had left for Path to PG. Since Epona's was the only thing in DMC that was really notable. Well, I guess it could have been Prescription, but Kings
We don't know what was there though. And
I think
without
you saw
wallets,
Prescription sooner than that. But yeah, respect.
But yeah, since Epona was the only thing, I was fairly certain that bow was just going to show up in GTG, or something could lead to a bow. So, plus I didn't want to go back to fire without Bolero and climb all that. So that was just kind of my thought process.
It makes sense. Well, this is your fourth win in the losers bracket in a row. Do you have any? Do you have any expectations of how far you think you can go?
Honestly, at this point, I've kind of exceeded my own expectations.
Really?
So I'm just kind of trying to take it as far as possible, see how far I can get. But you know, however far I get will definitely be good with me, because I think my goal was to get past like losers bracket round 2 or something, and I have done that. Well, so anything here, anything here on out is just a bonus, I guess.
There's still a few races that have to happen before we find out who you're racing against. But yeah, this is you have achieved and far surpassed your what your next year expectations were. So congratulations on that, and hopefully next season you'll have much higher expectation, because you've been killing it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a very spicy run through.
I don't know, I guess one last thing, I feel like my execution after like the whole PG thing, I don't know, that boss is so weird for me. But I feel like my execution was just not that good after that, so I just lost way too much time to that, but oh well, I can't really do anything about it now.
And Salt and Pepper also got the best of you.
Yeah, a little bit, I won't lie. I was pretty tilted after the end of Forest Temple, so I think that definitely did have an effect, but it was just, it's just how it goes sometimes, I guess.
Chat is asking you about Twin Robot.
It wasn't too bad until I missed the shot from my shield and then fell off the ledge. So that was fun. But oh well, I can't do anything about it now, except hopefully not do that again.
Hopefully. Well, if it's bosses that you've been having trouble with, I think routing and general execution are much more important. So, whatever. There's always time to polish.
Yeah.
There's always room to grow. It's nice to know an area of improvement. It's easier to attack it.
Mm-hmm. I think part of that is just me needing to play the game more, because I haven't been playing it as much as I would in the summer or stuff like that, just because my schedule has been busy. So maybe that's the fault where my execution is coming from. But oh well, I'm still doing all right.
Well, you're gonna have to keep playing a bit more, at least, for the rest of the tournament. And do you have any more questions? Or Alexander, do you have anything to say? Rockchalk, any other comments?
I don't really have anything else.
Nope.
Well, I think we should leave it here. Again, GG again for the race. Really well played for Rupees as well.
In that case, it's time to wrap this up. Thanks to our runners rockchalk and PurpleRupees to have them on Restream. Also, thank you Alex, Harold and Ponzari for commentating. And don't forget our trackers, Artificial Red and Fencer. Before we raid over to ZSR 4, where we are showing the Wind Waker randomizer by weekly tournament race, a quick peek at the schedule. We have at 6 PM Eastern an OOT Lockout Bingo Tournament match on ZSR 2. Also at 6 PM Eastern, the OOT Randomizer Standard NA Weekly on ZSR main channel. And for tomorrow we have the EU Weekly at 9 AM Eastern and another bracket match of the Ocarina of Time Standard Tournament at 10:20 Eastern. So for more Zelda content, please make sure to check our schedule. And if there is nothing more, then I say thank you very much for watching and see you next time here on ZSR.
Bye everyone.
Bye.